When they see me out in public, they all know my name. From prison, drug addiction, sleeping in the back of my car, to doing shows, selling merch, signing autographs. Man, let's go. Grind all night. I done reached a whole different level now. God bless me, no more dancing with the devil now. When they see me out in public, they all know my name. Guess it comes from fame. Yeah, shit done changed. I done reached a whole different level now. God bless me, no more dancing with the devil now. When they see me out in public, they all know my name. Yes, it comes with fame. Yeah, shit done changed. I remember back years ago when your boy couldn't even ride a beat. Now I got fans from coast to coast to share my post and ride with me. Got some homies who will slide with me, get cakes with the pie with me. Got some bad bitches with big crushes writing about me in their diary. Girls watching, dudes jocking, I live it up and I ain't stopping. The way I put my name off in the game, you swear that I was that dude from Compton. Pop box around here, now we don't fuck with presties. A bunch of zombies running around, they on that ice like rescue. I done reached a whole different level now. God bless me, no more dancing with the devil now. When they see me out in public, they all know my name. Guess it comes with fame. Yeah, shit done changed. I done reached a whole different level now. God bless me, no more dancing with the devil now. When they see me out in public, they all know my name. Yes, it comes with fame. Yeah, shit done changed. I reached a level that most won't see. We hit the town and it's all on me. You see me off in the club, I'm performing or I'm in VIP. I ain't got a show ID. They see my face, they know it's me. They let my foot off in this game. I swear there ain't no holding me. Fresh out on bail, Tuscaloosa County. I said fuck you. Start watching TV, stop worrying about what I'm up to. I'm on some Drake shit, cause I swear this is God's plan. I put the drugs down, then I put my life in God's hands.
What's good, y'all? Yo, B Milli, I just want to say thank you for doing this interview. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for giving me some of your time to talk about some of this stuff. I've just, there's so many rumors out there, and I'm tired of rumors. I want to hear straight from the man himself. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I can respect that, bro. I can respect that because most people don't really take that step. But first, I'll say, man, it's no problem. I enjoy doing this stuff. I enjoy getting on here and interacting with people and just I really enjoy the music, you know what I'm saying? Just seeing how different people come together just over music, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sure, where are you from?
I'm from Michigan.
Michigan? What part of Michigan?
Southern Michigan, right by Indiana, by Lake Michigan.
Okay. Only time I really been up in Michigan, I did a show up in Grand Rapids with Ritz.
Yeah.
And but I enjoyed Michigan. Whenever I came up there, it was right whenever weed was legalized.
Yes.
So all these guys were walking around with stacks of their grow cards from people that they grew plants for. And I was like, damn, this is the shit. Because I was a big smoker at the time. So coming up there and it being legal and just seeing what it was like, bro, like it was dope.
There's dispensaries around here like Dollar Generals now, bro. It's crazy.
I can only imagine. They're popping up all around where I'm at. It's not even legal in Tennessee yet. And in Virginia, it's legal, which is 30 minutes for me, but they've got some kind of law with it to where the dispensaries are only allowed to make so much money. And once they surpass a certain income, the feds come in and swoop in and damn are raiding these stores. Like the music video you just watched was shot at a dispensary in Virginia. And the owner was a real cool dude. He was close friends with Jelly, close friends with 3-6. So he, opens a store and it's booming. So he starts bringing in all these big artists. And I didn't know about it, but I had this female reach out to me and she said, hey, I went to school with your baby mama and I know you do music, and I just wanted to offer you a VIP pass to come out to a show because I work at one of the stores, so I get free passes." And I was like, "Damn, that's cool." And it was like Young Buck, Lil White, and I'm like, "Damn, I know these guys. That'd be cool to come out there and kick it." So I went out there, and the owner and the people who worked there saw that because I had a VIP pass. I didn't have an artist pass, but as soon as I walked up in the VIP, some other artists that were performing there and their manager walk over and they recognized me and they're like, "Come on back with us." And then so the owner notices that and he's like, "Damn, who's this guy that all these artists know and stuff?" And then he realizes that I'm a local guy. I'm from 30 minutes away, and I had did music with basically all the artists on the show, and they booked me for the next show, which was Struggle headlining, and that's whenever I met Shocka.
Now I want to backtrack a little bit because the way I wanted to do this is I want to do like a full from the beginning, bro. Like I don't know if your name's out there, so I'm not gonna say your name because I've seen it in our Gmails and stuff.
Bro, you can say my name.
But so your name's Brian, you know what I'm saying, and you're from Tennessee. Were you born and raised in Tennessee?
Born and raised, Piney Flats, Tennessee.
Okay, and
I was born in Johnson City, which is a little bit more well known, but anybody that's familiar with Bristol Motor Speedway, I live 15 minutes away.
All right, and so
I know you said you do the motocross stuff. Have you ever heard of what's it called? Damn, there's a motocross track. I'm gonna have to look it up. It's right down the road from my house.
Is it one of the national tracks?
I'm pretty sure. Muddy Creek.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an awesome track too. I never got to go there. I haven't actually been to Tennessee. I want to make a Tennessee trip here soon, bro. Tennessee is so beautiful. I want to go to the caves. The caves there. Well, dude, those things are awesome.
Are you familiar? I think his name's Mike Johnson. I'm gonna have to look him up. He's the guy I'm talking about. You would know who he is, bro. Like he's at one point was one of the top motocross I guess you call it like a BMX or not BMX. Damn.
He was a race. He raced.
Yeah, he racer.
Yeah.
But one of my best friends in high school, that was his uncle, and his house is actually about 5 minutes from my house. And you wouldn't realize that you're in East Tennessee. Like this guy had Porsches and all this shit in the driveway, and it looks like an episode of MTV Cribs.
Hell yeah.
But man, I started there was a website called dopetracks.com, and you could get on there, and they had a platform where like you can go through, pick out a beat, and then within the website, you just record over the beat and then post your song. And that was pretty much the start of me making music. And bro, I'll tell you straight up, and this is why like I don't knock where I see people starting at, because I remember where I started at. And whenever I started making music, bro, like where you're at right now, just for an example, you're like 3, 4, 5 levels above where I started. Like I was trash. I was a kid that grew up just chasing a dream of playing sports, and that's all I did was play sports.
What sport did you play?
Man, what sport didn't I play? You know what I'm saying? Like
you play baseball?
Play baseball. I was a pitcher in baseball. Play pitcher, shortstop, third baseman, catcher a little bit.
Did you wrestle in high school?
I didn't wrestle. Wrestling, I think that was a little bit above my fitness regimen.
Did you football? I just want to ask. Did you play football?
Mm-hmm. I played football. The first year I played football was 3rd grade, and the coach ended up seeing after practice one day, I stayed and I throwed around with the quarterback and the receivers, and he's like, "Damn, like this kid's kind of got an arm a little bit." So I ended up being the backup quarterback, and then our starting quarterback gets hurt, and next thing I know, I'm damn the starting quarterback, and I'm, get put in that position real early. But I didn't really stick with it at that age. And then whenever I got to high school, my middle school basketball coach had came from that high school, and he's telling them like, this kid's got an arm. Y'all should get him to play quarterback. So I just pretty much show up my freshman year after not playing football since I was in third grade and had the starting quarterback position without even really having to try out for it. And it's one of those things like I wasn't great at it, just because for people out there that don't know, like passing football in your backyard is way different than passing football with some pads on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole different experience. Like everybody thinks like, oh yeah, I could do that. I could do that. I want to see you go throw some football pads on and go pass a football. It's a whole different experience.
And then have guys rushing you and pressuring you at the same time.
Man, and it's one of those things that people don't respect the difficulty of it enough, because it's one of those things like it'll shut you if you're not like ice cold in your veins, like it'll shut you down quick.
For sure.
Because you got people running at you. You're trying to remember these offensive plays and where you're supposed to go to. And where I hadn't played many years, like I was more successful if we just had like a quick play. Like I know, for instance, my freshman year, I started on the freshman and JV team. When we played JV, we had a guy who was one of the fastest guys in track in the state as a wide receiver. So I literally, in my head, this is what I would do, is take a 3-step drop back, throw the ball as far as I could, and put enough air under it to where he's already beat the cornerback and is just wide open, catches it. And this was my situation with football. Was I had went into a football program that our varsity team had lost every game the year before, and they expected me to go from not having any experience pretty much to playing the full year my freshman year to going into a starting quarterback position my sophomore year. And whenever I played JV, man, I never knew what a concussion was at that time. I didn't realize till years later that there was definitely a couple of games that on the bus ride back from the school we played at, I had a concussion.
Your head was shook it up a little bit.
And so I wouldn't call it a super successful freshman season, but I had a freshman season where by the last game of the season, we're playing our rival. I had a 60-yard touchdown run, like a 40-yard touchdown pass, and then I had an interception all in the same game. That was the last football game I played. That was my stats, just a few of my stats. Well, it's the off season, and if you're familiar with football, like you start training at the end of the school year for the next school year. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so we're starting training, and in between that time, one of my best friends in middle school and elementary, he was the number one golfer on the golf team. So I start going with him and his dad to a local golf course and playing every day. And I got to where like I was getting better and better, and I enjoyed that. Like that's what I live for. Like I woke up every day and damn.
It gave you excitement. You were happy to go do that. You
man, loved it, bro. Like
I get it, bro. But I want to come off the sports a little bit, just because I want to ask you, like, how was your life at home growing up through school? What was like at home? Because I've seen this, and correct me if I'm wrong, but your dad passed away when you were younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How about your mom? Did you still have your mom in your life?
Amazing mom, bro. Best mom I could have possibly had.
Shout out to B Milli's mom.
Man, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even be on here having a conversation with you right now. But long story short, bro, I had I wouldn't call it like a posh life, but I had everything I needed, and I didn't want for anything. My 6th grade year, I came home from school, and I always got off the school bus at the neighbor's house and would walk over to my house. And whenever I got off the school bus, I got stopped by the neighbors and told to come into the house. So I go into the house, and my mom's sitting at the kitchen table crying. And come to find out, she had came home from work that day, and my dad was behind the front door with the 12 gauge shotgun, and fought with her all through the house, trying to shoot her. Had shot bullet holes in the couch, bullet holes in the refrigerator. They get out the back. She gets out the back door onto the little balcony, the little porch thing we had there. And somehow, like, this is how things like this through my life is what really led me to believe without a doubt that there's a God, because my mom was 5'2", 120 pounds. My dad was, I'm 6 foot. My dad was 5'10", and I'm kind of a stocky guy, like just by my frame. And
6 foot, you bigger guy, you know.
I'm a decent sized guy, but my dad was stockier than me and 5'10", and somehow my mom was able to break free and get away and start running to the neighbor's house. And as she's doing that, she hears a gunshot, and she's thinking that my dad's shooting at her. Well, as the cops are showing up, the neighbor comes back over, and when the cops got there, we had a wooded area behind my house, so they assumed that my dad had ran through there to try to get away. And they get there and find him on that porch, bled out. Whenever he had, when she thought he had shot at her, he had turned the 12 gauge on himself, shot himself in the chest. And it's not something that I tell a story like wanting sympathy, just give you context. Like, so I lost my dad at 12, and I was so young that I didn't comprehend it. We were at my grandmother's later that evening, and I'm asking my mom like about going to school the next day. That's where my mind was at. Like, I didn't realize, like, hey, your dad just died. Like, you're not going to be going to school. Like, you're going to be going to a funeral. You know what I mean? And so that was a major event that happened growing up, because, from that day on, you don't have a dad. And I didn't realize how big of a deal that was at the time. And then even to this day, like, I would say, I probably need some kind of therapy for it. But I didn't realize through the years how that played into me having a chip on my shoulder, and how it had changed the dynamic of who I would become. To this day, if I could change anything in my life, that would be what I would change. I would, I would hope that my dad would have not put himself in that situation by being on drugs, and would have had a father, because I would have loved nothing else to had, that father figure around teaching me different stuff that men need to learn growing up. And just advice. I would love to have sat down as a teenager and had a conversation with my dad about, relationships, about how to interact with females. It's something that I kind of naturally took on, and always had girlfriends, but I never got to see how a male should treat a female within the home. And I got to a point to where, I'm in high school, and I'm basically get to where by the time I'm 16, I'm almost the size I am now, and my mom's still the same size that she was. And I have a car, and I'm getting in trouble, running around smoking weed, partying, and I come home, my mom's like, you're not going nowhere, da, da, da. Who's gonna stop me? You know what I mean? Like, that was my mindset, which was a terrible mindset to have looking back. But you know, if I would have had some kind of structure, like a male figure there that would have shut my ass down real quick, I felt like that would have been healthy. And I don't want to sound abusive when I say this, but even in the Bible, like it speaks about like having a healthy fear of your father. And I feel like it would have been beneficial for me to have that, because I don't know, I won't take, push blame off onto that, because I did a lot of stupid shit to get in trouble. But I feel like that would have taught me that there's consequences, and you can't just get away with running around doing whatever you want to, and there not being consequences. So high school, I'm playing basketball. I finally kind of broke off from the other sports and decided I'm going to concentrate on basketball. I quit football after my freshman year, played golf for a year, was the second best golfer on the golf team, centered in on basketball. Me and the coach didn't get along. And I was the second leading scorer my sophomore year. My junior year, I was the leading scorer. And then towards the end of my junior year, we're having a practice, and me and my coach are just starting to kind of butt heads. And he tells me, like, next time I have an issue with you, you're gonna be gone off the team. Long story short, I get kicked off the basketball team, and I get the bright idea one day that I'm gonna take one of these loose bricks from my house and go into school late and throw it through the coach's windshield. So I did that. I damn showed up to school late one day, and I walk around and I'm noticing where the cameras are at a school, which I'm sure was far less than what there is now. And there's a blind spot where the coach is parked at. So I walk up with this brick and I go to throw it through. It's a Jeep Grand Cherokee. I go to throw it through the back window, and the brick bounces off the window and it kind of cracks the window. Well, I go to throw it through the side window, and it kind of bounces off the window. I'm like, what the fuck?
Bro, you should have brought a spark plug with you. You know how inconvenient it is to just take a little piece of porcelain and
oh yeah, now
I mean, obviously now you're not gonna do that, but yeah. I'm not promoting that, but I'm just saying people always do that to windows. It's like it takes a little piece of a spark plug to shatter a window, and these people, like, I'll stop. My bad. Back.
I was about to elaborate. Me knowing what I do now, I would have took the little thing on my knife and just
have you ever? So you know the white piece on the spark plug it's porcelain. That if it touches a window, it shatters it completely. You look up a video of it. You'll have to check it out.
I will. Well, I became familiar with how easy it is to shatter a window over the years by having cops do it while I'm in a car. So.
Oh yeah, well they come in quick.
But I was finally successful whenever I go to the front windshield, because I'm like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna have to throw this as hard as I can, and I just throw it, and it busts right through the front windshield. Well, I go on to my class, and next thing I know, throughout that next week, there was three of my friends that knew that I had done that. Me being a dumbass and not realizing at the time, like, if you do shit like that, don't tell anybody. And three of my friends knew, and throughout the next few weeks, we're all getting called into the police officer that works at the school's office, and we're getting questioned. And me just being a jackass in high school like I was, and at that point, when I got kicked off the basketball team, at that point I just lost any give a fuck. And as I'm getting called out to speak to him, I'm cussing him every time. Just like, man, fuck you, I ain't got shit to say to you. And one day I go to lunch, and my homeboy's girlfriend starts just getting on my ass. She's like, you did this, and they're trying to put it on him, and he's saying that you said that it was one of my best friends, Dusty, R.I.P. Apparently the officer brought him in there and my other friend and told them, are you willing to give us a statement that Brian did this? And they're like, no, we're not saying he did it. Well, I've got a signed statement sitting right here from him saying that y'all did it. And them being young and dumb, they didn't ask to see it. He had a piece of paper sitting there that was blank. But he tricked them into signing a paper saying I did it. So
here's how it goes. It goes like that every time when people are getting in trouble these days. People are just folding like paper mache, bro. It's crazy.
That's all they would have had done is do like my other friend did and just continuously say, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anything. And I would have got away with it. But they did that, and then I go to confront my two friends, like, what's up, man? And they didn't want to come around me. They were afraid I was gonna beat their ass. And finally I see them and they admit to it, and I get an attorney, and at this point I get kicked out of school and told I can't come back to school. Well, I get an attorney, and in between us going to court for that case in juvenile court, my attorney goes to meet with them because on the phone he asked them, like, if I come meet with you, are you willing to sit down and sign a paper saying what you're saying now, which is that the only reason you signed this was because you thought you were going to get in trouble if you didn't, and sign something just saying that my client didn't do this. And they said, yeah. Well, once my lawyer gets there, my one homie's mom talked him out of it, said, nah, don't sign that. So I end up getting to come back to school until the court hearing is taken care of. By this time, I'm like 2 weeks behind on my schoolwork. So they pretty much put me in a position to where it was impossible for me to catch up on my schoolwork. I end up going to court, found guilty. I get kicked out of high school. Every basketball coach in my area is wanting me to come play basketball. But the way that the law works is where I was kicked out of that school, I'm not allowed to go to any other high school in the region and play sports. I'm not allowed to do it. So I go to alternative school, and once I was like 21 by the time I finally said fuck it and had a girlfriend that was about to go back to school. So I didn't want to not be around her. So I go the same day, get my diploma, finish my high school shit, and the next day I started college. And after that, bro, it was just a long road of many years of going back and forth to jail.
When you were in high school, who were you listening to, like music wise? Like who you were like, man, I'm rolling down in your car that you had and you were bumping them on the speakers, or like you had their CDs? This is kind of more CD era probably.
Well, I guess I would have to start in high school. I mean, middle school was when Eminem really came out. And I remember being 7th grade, listening to Eminem's first album, the Slim Shady LP, and just became highly influenced by that. Like I really loved it, and it was a way for me to cope mentally with the deeper shit I was going through that happened with my dad. And then my grandfather passed away a year later from lung cancer, and music became something that I could throw the headphones on and kind of go to a different world. But I was bumping in high school Eminem, Ludacris.
Were you listening to Michael Jackson?
No.
You didn't listen to Michael Jackson? What about with your mom? Did you ever like sit down with your mom and jam some Michael Jackson? No. All right.
No, I grew up in a household where they were country music fans.
Okay.
And like I remember growing up going to Travis Tritt concerts, Leanne Rimes concert. The fair close to where I'm at would always have bigger country music artists perform every year, and we would go to that. But I really wasn't a fan of the country music. It just really didn't, I guess, get my blood flowing.
It's something I feel like you come more to when you get a little bit older. I feel like, when you're young, you're dumb, you're listening to more like rap style stuff and having fun and the bullshit. Maybe something like Red Solo Cup, you know, like maybe something like that, some party music.
What were you listening to in high school?
Obviously Upchurch. I've been listening to Upchurch forever. I like G.
How did you come across Upchurch?
His TikTok, or not TikToks, but his Vines a long time ago before Vine fell off, and then his Facebook videos were funny. And so I would always tune into his videos, and then he started really going hard on the music, and then everybody jumped on the Upchurch train, and then that's about it. But I like G-Eazy a lot too. Eminem a lot. My mom loved Michael Jackson, and I grew up with 3 sisters, and so I listened to a lot of their crappy music. They would listen to like One Direction and stuff like that. But also, my grandpa was in a rock band his whole life. So it's my mom's dad. So we would always just go to the garage bands and listen to them shredding all night long, dude. They're just, you know how rock bands go. They're going in there all day, all night. It's my grandpa's guitar right here. He just passed away from cancer, but that's something I have for him. And, I'm very, very deep to my heart. So like, that's something about me. Like, I like music, but I want to keep this about you, because maybe one day I'll do like a whole Brapperkid, tell us my story, but I want to know your story. And we're here for you. And everybody in this chat, just know I'm not ignoring you, but I just, I want B Milli is spitting right now, and people need to hear this.
But man, I guess 2006, I had been out of high school for a couple of years, had just like broke up with the girl that I had started dating whenever I was going to college, and it became one of those things that I realized that with the shitty ass computer I had at the time, that I could get on there with the microphone from the computer, headphones, whatever, and record my voice onto something. And so I started just messing around with that. And on that website, I started out, and there's people from all across the world, different countries, and from the United States on the website. And, it's no different than when you get started releasing regular music out into social media. Is like I was on there getting trashed, like, man, this is trash. And it was, but I ended up getting a little bit better to where like they had a Halloween contest where you had to make a Halloween song, and the winner got a brand new set of, I forget what the company's name was, but the winner gets a brand new set of headphones, and I ended up winning the Halloween contest thing. And from there, I started to realize like that there's a local music scene, and I'm seeing the artists in my area that are making music. So I started to try to link up with these people and make music. And for the most part, it was black guys. And I think to most of them, they were like, man, who's this lame ass white kid that can't rap for shit? Like, and but there was one of them that I had grew up watching him play sports, and he was quite a bit older than me, probably like 10 years older than me, and he was winning dunk contests in high school. I remember going with my dad watching him in the dunk contest, and he was the only one that out of all these people that were good at doing music, that were making moves doing music, he was the only one that took me serious enough and fucked with me enough to actually like start working on music with me
and teaching
yeah, and really kind of mentored me and showed me a lot of stuff and started working with me to develop just learning how to rap on beat correct, learning how just different techniques with recording. And he caught hell about it from other people, but he's like, man, fuck it, I fuck with him, like that's my homie. And from there, bro, like I just kept working. And 2009 I dropped my first mixtape, which was Country Fried Volume 1 mixtape. And for a while, bro, I was just grinding, not really getting love with the shit. I remember it was the MySpace days. I remember putting songs on MySpace and getting happy if it got played 10 times. You know what I mean? And I'm just grinding with the music. And so I put out Country Fried Volume 1, then I put out 1.5 just online, then I put out Volume 2. And I go to do a show. I think this is when everything changed for me. Is Volume 2, I go to do a show in Jackson, Tennessee, which is like an hour from Memphis. And headlining the show was Bravo Gator. And I
What
go
year
out.
was this? Do you remember?
Do what?
Do you remember what year this was?
2010.
Okay.
And I go out there and Bravo was headlining, and he shows up with his other homie that does music and their manager, Jay Stu. Shout out to Jay Stu. And they realize, as we're all kicking it, that they realize where I live at, because the album covers got Tennessee Vol Stadium in the background. So they're like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "An hour from the stadium." And they're like, "Oh, okay." So at the time, Bravo had moved from Nashville to Knoxville and had a house in Knoxville. And after that show, I get a call later the next week, like, "Hey, come out here and let's play some poker with us. We'll get a poker game going." And I jumped at the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I went out there, played poker, got hustled, lost my money. And but from there, like, they got to know me, and they just fucked with me as a person, and got to where, like, I was all the time staying at Bravo's house, going back and forth. He would come to my house and just became real close with him. I remember I was with him the day before I found out that my firstborn, my oldest son now, was going to be a boy. You know, I was kicking it with him, and then I went from being with him, getting back at the house at like 6 a.m., going with my baby mama to the doctor at 8 a.m. And I'm at the doctor, like, dozing off. And then I hear, "It's a boy." And I jumped up out the seat. And I was happy. I didn't want to have a girl, so I was happy.
That's every boy. Every boy wants their kid to be, or every boy wants their first kid to be a boy, and every girl wants that girl. That's just how it is.
100%, bro. Like, I don't know if I could be a father to a girl in this day and age.
You could do it. It just would suck, Obviously, it would suck. Nobody wants to do it, but I watched my cousin that's younger than me raise 2 little girls.
Well, like, the question isn't if I could do it. The question is, if by the time, like, they started dating, if I would kill some little boy.
Bro, and that's every dad's worry, but that also falls out of your hands. Unfortunately, you can't be a controlling father. No matter how much you want to protect, you still got to let your daughter live her life and be happy. But there's things, you're not gonna have a little girl out here freaking on Snapchat texting a million boys all the time. If your daughter was like that, you'd be like, "Hey, we gotta have a talk. You gotta carry yourself a little bit better. You gotta represent your family and God, not just yourself and your what you want."
No, I agree with you, bro. I think that's probably it's odd that I say that I wouldn't want to have a daughter, because I end up from, age 12, and then my grandfather dying at 13, to I was raised by females. It was my grandmother and my mom around. And
Are you an only child?
No, I have an older sister who is 7 years older than me.
Okay.
She's actually in the county jail right now. She goes to court next Friday, and then hopefully she'll be getting out. But that's a whole nother that's a whole nother story for a different life. Because hell, me and her, we just had a relationship that she was 7 when I was born, and I guess she was used to being the only child, and she just always hated it. She hated me, was jealous of any attention I got, and that's played out through my whole life. And just been, one of those ongoing things. But at this point, it's like, over the years, I guess not having that male figure in the house, and you know, obviously I had homies growing up, kicked it with the boys or whatever, but just growing up in a household with females and being a mama's boy, like I'm able to kick it and connect and have conversations with females on a way easier basis than I can guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you come into my live streams, you'll see a high percentage of the community of people that really kick it and are there every single live stream are female. And it's not one of those like sexual things, like it's just that's
just who's connecting with you, you know? It's
yeah,
who's resonating with your who you are, you know? Because you're not one of these people online that are a character. You're really you. And that's why you have these fucking debates and these beefs with these people, because they play characters and you don't. You're real as fuck.
Well, and that's the issue, is that I guess with other people that are coming across them online, those people aren't really familiar with who these people are. And a good percentage of them, I've been in the same room with them. I've got to see how they act off of camera. I've got to see who they actually are. I've got to realize like the ones that are solid, the ones that are really fuck boys, and the ones that I have a tremendous amount of respect for. Just off top of my head, Keith Cash is one of those that I have utmost respect for. Like, have met, and it's just like a real chill, humble dude. You would never think, whenever you have a conversation and meet Keith Cash, that he would be like the braggadocious, cocky artist that you hear on a song. You would never think that. Like, just a real humble, quiet guy. And bro, like,
who's your buddy that I was just watching a music video earlier that you did this video. It was your song, and he was just lifting the stuff with you, but he has like the tribal tattoos.
okay, you're talking about Kurt, dog.
My dog, that dude motherfucking scary, son. I see that video, I was like, God, don't fuck with that guy. That boy rap you.
See, this is the misconception that people have with Kurt Dog, is that looking at him, you would think he's scary. And, you know, by all means, he could be scary if he wanted to be, but nah, bro, like he's a teddy bear. And Kurt Dog's a good guy, man. He a lot of Shocka's music videos are like the Tommy G shit. You'll see Kurt Dog's house there, like the back 40 as they call it.
They'd be at his property shooting videos.
Yeah. If you watch the Country King music video we have, like where they're mudding and all that, that's all at Kurt Dog's house. And Kurt Dog's just a good motherfucker, bro. He is one of those guys that is religiously working out, and if you get into that health and fitness type lifestyle, like you get to where like it's almost like a drug. Like you feel like you can't function properly if you haven't worked out that day.
You know, my lady's in the military, and she has been beating in my head. I need to quit these vapes because these vapes are the stupidest, most terrible thing in the world. And I need to get on my grind, and I really do. You know, health is so important, especially at a young age. If you don't carry it at a young age, when you get old, you're gonna have they're gonna get them cancers. You're gonna have all that, man. And I've been trying to kick vapes, bro. I've been trying to kick it so hard. I feel like it's one of the most addictive things ever created. It's ridiculous.
Oh, 100%. You won't find me without this in my hand. Like all day, from the time I'm awake to the time I'm going to bed. I'll probably fall asleep with the shit in my hand.
Man, it's the hand thing, bro. It really is. It's like the constant, it does nothing for you. Vaping is the most pointless thing in the world. You're smoking a flavor that tastes terrible. It already tastes like chemicals. Don't even taste good. Yeah. I've been trying to kick it.
The vape thing, like I can't fuck with them vapes like you have, because to me, like, it's just so much fucking that vapor going into your lungs, and like I get to where like I'm hacking up brown shit with those vapes. I can't fuck with them.
Yeah, I got it. But so we were talking about you met Bravo Gator. You and Bravo Gator started kicking it, and then that's around the time that your son was it was announced that he was going to be a boy. So did you collab with Bravo Gator on any music then at that time?
Yeah, we have a song that I have that's it's on my YouTube. It's on all streaming platforms called Tennessee Connection. And we actually did that song, and then when Bravo was still living in Knoxville, we had started working on a whole collab album, and we had recorded one full song. And I remember I was at his house, and we started working on another song. Well, he gets on the phone, and he had got a phone call from his mom, I guess. And he's like, "Hey man, had something come up. I'm gonna have to go to Nashville, but you're welcome to stay here." He's like, "I'm gonna get started working on this hook, and then you're welcome to stay, finish up your part, whatever you got to do, and you can stay here tonight. And it's just whenever you want to leave, just put the key under the mat outside, and if you steal anything, he's like, take one of my TVs, just don't take my guns." And he said that jokingly, I wasn't stealing anything, but that's what I did. He damn left. I went in there, finished my part of the song, kicked it the night, and left. But after that, Bravo ended up having a lot of financial issues and was really trying to find his way in the music and really get some money invested behind him. And he went through his own long period of I don't want to get too in depth in his business, but he just went through a whole period of having a lot of trials and tribulations, trying to figure out his way with the music shit. And he ended up, at that point, our friendship kind of dissolved because he had moved and was going through a lot of shit. So a lot of us that were close to him wasn't hearing from him like we were. And then whenever I went to prison 2015, I came home and saw that he was with Savannah Dexter. And
what did you go to prison for?
I went to prison for aggravated assault, possession of a firearm by a felon. It's like, I forget how many charges. It's quite a few, but
did you pull up on somebody and beat him up or something?
No.
What happened? Like,
no.
what caused you to get pulled over, or whatever had happened? That
okay, so this is something that they like to use against me, and they like to bring up my criminal history with this, and they like to they consistently like to throw this in the air. Anybody that knows the actual facts behind it would be quick to pump their brakes on what they had to say. But exactly what happened was, I was living at this house at the time. It was me and my baby mama staying here. And then her son that she already had at the time. This is a different baby mama than my oldest son's mom. It's my youngest son's mom. We're staying here, and then my sister had moved to Florida at the time. She comes back to live here. Well, she didn't have a place to stay, so she ends up staying here. Well, I get a call from my mom saying, "Hey, your sister's getting like a little mini fridge because she's saying that y'all are having issues with y'all eating or drinking each other's stuff." And I was like, "I don't even know what the fuck."
Just wanted to stop the beef right there. Like, all right, here's your fridge. Here's your fridge.
Yeah, that type of situation was, my sister comes home that day, and just to give you a full context to everything going on, me and my sister, like I said, we hadn't got along a lot, and like a month, like 2 months before that, I had been doing Molly. We were getting Molly from a different state, and then the guy that had it would always come back, break us off, whatever, leave, and I was selling the shit,
Yeah.
and just doing
Making
a
money.
little, yeah, just doing a little bit here and there, and well, the one time that he comes back, uh, it's not Molly that he has, and it was clear to me and my homeboy when we looked at the shit, like, that don't look like Molly, because Molly's like a crystalline looking, like brown looking. This shit was clear, and I'm like, man, that's meth. Like, that's not
Yeah,
Molly.
dude brought some fucking straight from the trailer park.
Man. Well, the crazy shit is that it was almost like some Breaking Bad type shit, because it's like the strongest shit ever. Well, my homie's like, nah, man, it's Molly. We didn't try it. Da, 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 da. I'm like, all right, whatever. I try the shit, and the strongest shit I've ever fucking did in my life. To where, like, I didn't want to sell it, and I'm telling people before I would sell it to them, like, I'll sell you like 0.1, 0.2 of this, and you can try that, and an hour or two later, if you think you can handle more, like, hit me up then, but I'm not giving you more than that. And situation one day, like, I had just done too much, and I guess I was about to pass out. Like, I thought I was dying, like, heart rate uncontrollable. I'm trying to puke, hadn't ate enough in days, so I can't even make myself puke. And basically, I'm overdosing whatever that is on meth, and not even realizing that's what's happening. Like, it's just like my heart rate's getting so high that, like, it's causing me to almost pass out. And call my sister, because I'm not able to drive. My baby mama doesn't have a license, and I'm like, hey, I need you to come pick me up, take me to the hospital. Like, I feel like I'm dying, I'm overdosing. And on her way to pick me up, she gets pulled over and arrested for having weed on her. Goes to jail. She blames me for the shit. And so she calls DCS and tries to get my son taken from me. And my son at the time wasn't even with me full time. He's staying with his mom and staying with me. And DCS comes in, and by this time, I don't have anything in my system. My baby mother didn't even do drugs. We take drug tests, pass them. DCS leaves us alone. But there's obviously a sour taste in our mouth because she tried to get our kid taken from us.
Yeah.
And so I'm at this point, I'm on some fuck her shit, and really got
That's your
really
world, beyond the music, beyond the internet, beyond anything, bro. Your family, bro. You're the kid you birthed, or your lady.
bro. That's my dog. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I've got it on my stomach, big ass Bentley logo, because my son's name, Bentley. And anyway, she comes home that day, and I was told, hey, you need to help her carry this refrigerator in. Well, as soon as she gets to the house, an argument starts, because I'm like, man, ain't nobody been drinking none of your drinks. What the fuck you talking about? We get into an argument, and I'll say this is that I don't believe in putting your hands on females. It's not right, not something that I condone, but that took place to where I had pushed her down. I think I smacked her a couple times. And
you were raged out. You had just came off of. You just said you just had got clean, so you got a lot of built up trauma. It's like life. Life.
Well, the big thing was I had just came off her trying to get my son taken from me, and
anger.
I didn't want her to be here, and I had kind of said it before her coming here, like, this ain't gonna turn out good. But I went out of my way to get along with her while she was here. I was helping her make money, and for the most part, we're getting along until that day. So me and her get into the little physical altercation. We end up from downstairs in the kitchen coming upstairs and being in the room, which is actually the room beside the room I'm in right now. And we're just having an argument. And my baby mama is in this room, and she's hearing all the shit going on, but she's just kind of staying out of it. And I have my sister's phone for like 2-3 minutes, and because she said something about, oh, I'm gonna call the cops. I said, fuck you, bitch, and I grab her phone. Like, you ain't calling nobody. And then I quickly, it registers in my head like, you can't do that. And so I give her phone back, and shit calms down. We smoke a joint together. I end up coming in the other room chilling for the rest of the night with my baby mama. Go to sleep, wake up, and my baby mama's waking me up. The cops are here. The cops are here. And so I run downstairs in the basement, get in a crawl space and hide. And this is what my sister does. My sister, let me tell you how the cops got here in the first place. My mom is trying to call me and my sister that morning, and she can't get a hold of either one of us. And the last that she heard the night before was we really wasn't getting along. So she's like, damn, I hope nothing crazy's happened, because they weren't seeing eye to eye last night, and then now I can't get a hold of them. So she had called for them to come do a welfare check. And this is how fucked up my sister can be, is that the night before, obviously, she had every opportunity in the world to leave. We smoked a joint. After we smoked a joint, she went out to her car and was going back and forth, bringing shit inside. At any point, she could have left. And, I come in here, go to sleep. She could have just did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when the cops get here, something clicks in her head that I guess doesn't exist in my mind, because my mind doesn't go there. But when she sees the cops, all of a sudden she's like, bing, bright idea. And it's like, oh my God, he's got me in this room and he won't let me leave. I'm scared. And damn, the cops tell her to push a dresser drawer or anything she can against the door to barricade it. And I don't know at the time that all this is going on. I find out afterwards. But just to get kind of to the point, I don't get arrested that day. They don't find me. I get,
you was in a crawl space.
well, they from what I heard, they knew where I was at, but they were afraid that I had a gun, and that if they came in there, I was going to shoot at them. So they figured it would be better just to leave it alone, get me a different time.
For sure.
And which wasn't the case. I didn't have a gun in there. I was not.
You were just hiding. You woke up, you're like, police, wow, we're hiding.
Yeah, nowhere in my mind did the thought of having a shootout with the police come into mind.
Have you ever seen Patty Mayo? He's a bail bonds agent that goes around. He's a YouTuber. That's one of them moments, bro. You hide in a crawl space.
But that night before, whenever all this is going on, and I had gotten to the argument with my sister, my baby mama and me are talking, and the thought comes to my head, like, just in case the cops do come here, I need to hide my gun. And my son wasn't even here at the time, so he's not gonna find my gun. It's not gonna be a safety issue that I had to even think about, because he's not around. Because I catch shit about this in hindsight when people read the police report, but my son's not even at the house, so it's not even a possibility for him to find the gun and to be a danger to him. But he had one of those bigger toy car Range Rover things, and in that, there's like where a glove box would be, up and under, it's just pretty much like a bare open space. So I hid the gun up in there.
Mm-hmm.
And my baby mama happened to walk in and see me as I'm hiding the gun there. And whenever she gets after the police can't get me, she's here. She don't drive, so they take her to her parents' house. And once they leave, like, I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? I get my phone. I had like $2,000 in my wallet. I go to look at my wallet, all my money's gone. So I'm like, what the fuck? And you know, she's texting me saying they're saying you're facing like 20 years in jail. Da, 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 da. So I'm tripping. I start calling around, like trying to borrow money from somebody. I'm like, I gotta get out of town for a little while. Da, da, da. So on the way, so in my head's thinking 20 years in jail. I need to see my son. So it was actually my day to pick my son up from daycare. And so I go to his daycare like normal. And I pick him up, and I'm just in my head, I'm thinking I just want to spend a little bit of time with my son, drop him off with his mom before I dip or before I get arrested. And I pick him up, and by this time, you know, I'm a wanted fugitive. And my baby mom calls me, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I tell her, and I tell my mom that I've got my son. They're like, "No, you don't." And I'm like, "Yeah, I've got him." And they're like, "Don't do nothing to her." Like, they're tripping because their mind's just going to all the possibilities. They're not realizing like my plan was to pick my son up, see him, get to hug him before I drop him off, not knowing how long I'm gonna be gone. And I pretty much got set up. Like, I went to go to a gas station to meet my mom to drop my son off, and I get surrounded by police. And they busted the window out, drug me out of the car, and in a shoebox. This was whenever weed was way more serious than it is now.
Mm-hmm.
I had like 56 grams like bagged up in the baggies, and a scale. And I had these sweet tarts that had liquid Xanax dripped on them. And they never did realize what that was or get it tested. So I never did get in trouble for that part. But I got arrested in that county, which was the county over from me. And in that county, I got charged with a distribution amount of marijuana and paraphernalia for the scales. Well, I go to the county jail over there. I pass out, go to sleep, whatever. I wake up the next day, and in that jail, you get newspapers. So the guy that was in the cell I'm in has a newspaper, and he's done looking at it. I'm like, "Do you care if I look at this?" He said, "Nah." So I look, I'm in the front page of the newspaper.
You got that newspaper still?
I can bring the article up real quick. I don't have the newspaper, but I
was just wondering, like, if that was me, that would be something I would collect. You know what I'm saying? That's like your villain era.
Man. But as I'm looking at the newspaper, the headline above my name or beside my picture is County Piney Flats man arrested on kidnapping and something else. I'm gonna have to pull it up because it's right here. But damn, that's whenever I find out that I had a kidnapping charge. Didn't know until that point I even had that charge. If that, you know, kind of gives you an idea of, obviously kidnapping didn't take place. I didn't even whenever I saw that, I thought they charged me for kidnapping for picking my son up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. I can't believe they charged me for kidnapping for that shit. Yeah. I didn't know until I get taken back to the county that I'm from, Sullivan County, and booked in and everything. And then I looked at the police report. I didn't know till then I was charged with kidnapping my sister.
Man. Hey, brother, I got to go to the bathroom really bad. So do you think you could play a song really quick while I run to the bathroom?
I don't know if I can pull up a song.
Oh, here I got you. I can pull this up. Hold on, just a second. I think there was a one I seen earlier just for this timing on what we're talking about. I think it's perfect for this timing because I think it was you and Shocka. Y'all was on some gangster shit in the video.
All right.
Yeah, hold on, let me find this real quick. Oh, I was on some shits in this one. I was like, damn, son. What? Oh, which one was it, man? Oh, actually, I don't think it was you and Shocka. I think it was you and Round Eye Reaper. Yeah.
Not.
Hey, this bitch was a banger. I listened to it. I was like, damn, okay.
Oh yeah, I love this song.
Here, let me get this pulled up. I'm gonna pull me off of here.
Shoot 'em up to
We done locked in, this is gang shit. Mow your whole crew down with the same crib. At your front door like knock knock. Everybody bet their life to the Glock pop. We done locked in, this is gang shit. Mow your whole crew down with the same crib. At your front door like knock knock. Everybody bet their life to the Glock pop. Everybody bet their life to the Glock bang. Fucking with me, suicidal Kurt Cobain. Anybody going up against it, put to sleep. Heard you was a fan of the Glock, time to meet. One smoke with me, I'm fulfilling all wishes. Real convict, associate with no snitches. I just fuck bitches. I don't do relationships, cause I hope cheat. I'm a smacker, I don't play this shit.
Coming out the sticks, yeah, I'm ready for the shit. Mow your whole crew down with the same clip. Round Eye Reaper, so you know I stand on biz. Grind all night, you ain't never stopping it. Get up on my face with all the fake shit. I don't give a fuck about what you say, bitch. Blessed with the gift, you can never take this. Milli and me, yeah, we rockin' same clip.
We done locked in, this is gang shit. Mow your whole crew down with the same clip. At your front door like knock knock. Everybody bet their life to the Glock pop. We done locked in, this is gang shit. Mow your whole crew down with the same clip. At your front door like knock knock. Everybody bet their life to the Glock pop. I can't leave no witnesses and catch another case, so I'm at your front door, ski mask on my face. I be in the middle of the shit when it pop off. I'ma let it bust like I'm trying to get my rocks off. Shit, everybody talk a good game, want beef and I'ma prove a point and spaz out on the lane. Stay out my way, you your family gonna lose you. One wrong pun, I'ma bring the reaper to you.
Ready all night, yeah, there's no place to hide. I'm coming, motherfuckers, better run for your lives. Block with the extend, dog, beam shining bright. Kicking in your front door, I'll take your fucking life. Ha ha ha, you really got me laughing. Tired of these motherfuckers always fucking capping. So you know what really about to happen? I explained it to you, but it's really fucking tragic.
We done locked in, this is gang shit. Mow your whole crew down with the same clip. At your front door like knock knock. Everybody bet their life to the Glock pop. We done locked in, this is gang shit. Mow your whole crew down with the same clip. At your front door like knock knock. Everybody bet their life to the Glock pop.
Don't fuck with us.
Don't fuck with us. All right, Dan. Hell yeah.
Bro, that was a song that I had recorded the hook and we recorded the first verse to that right before we went down to shoot the music video, the Shocka Hustle Mexican OT. And I remember being on the way down there and we're listening to this in the ride, and Shocka, he don't say nothing to me. He turns to Round Eye Reaper and he's like, man, what you talking about, man? You ain't about that life, man. Why you rapping like this, talking this shit? And then they get into a whole back and forth of Round Eye's like, man, you don't know the shit I did growing up. Like I have been about, you know, I did this and that, and I'm just sitting there laughing. And I'm like, man, like everything doesn't have to be 110% like
real. It's music.
Yeah, like there's a part of it that's entertainment. You know what I mean?
Pictures, it's artistry. Like, and like at the same time, you know, I get it because like Oh, I'm not gonna say who I heard this from, but a lot of these people are like, "Oh, these people aren't country. Look at them; they got fucking shiesties on, and they're talking gang shit." But these are Tennessee ass motherfuckers. How you gonna tell them what they are and what they aren't? Okay, like what do you mean?
And that's the thing is that man, some of the most country motherfuckers I know love gangster rap music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I guess that'd be a good way that I would sum up, you know, me as far as the whole country thing is that, and that's a major issue in country rap right now is like people trying to like prove their country stripes or how country they are. And if a person has got to try to prove to you how country they are, then they're probably not country.
Man,
because it just is. It's not something that you can become. You know what I'm saying? It's just a thing. Like
it's real life. It's how you were raised. It's what you grew up around. Who were your parents? What did your parents do? Your parents are going to define who you are.
Oh, definitely played a big part in it. 100%. Like where I live at, I'm right now as we speak a quarter mile from 3 farms. You know, even though whenever I started actively pursuing rap music, country rap wasn't a thing. I had never heard the term country rap, but my first mixtape series is called Country Fried. So I had, and this is where like I'm not trying to toot my horn. I'm just saying like I was ahead of my time with my thought process and who I was as an artist. I knew what I identified as.
It's not that you were ahead of your time, but you were ahead of the wave that had came. You know what I'm saying? Because there was other people doing it too, but you were out here, you know, you were part of that wave that's starting this. Okay, country dudes, southern dudes from the country, also rapping on a country beat or a gang. It doesn't matter what the beat is. It's just a person. It's who the person is that makes it country rap. Country motherfuckers rapping is what country rap is. That's what it is. And that's why they made it a whole genre and wave for all these country ass motherfuckers, because they didn't want them in rap. They didn't want these motherfuckers out here with the label rappers with these country fuckers. It just doesn't go down like that, you know.
See, and that's where I say like maybe I was ahead of my time because two things. One, now like the wave of sound that you're hearing a whole lot of as far as like a 501 Bryce, that's who I am as far as an artist. Like you know, like a guy that's from the country that you don't like him.
He's a young kid. He's talking about drugs all the time. That's my biggest.
Well, it's not that. I'm saying as far as
I know,
the sound, the style, as far as being from the country and having a lot of country stuff around you, and but also enjoying that style of music that's more of like got that gangster rap influence to it, as far as like beat selection and as far as like topics and really as far as like just your vocal inflections and stuff like. And somebody pointed this out last night on a new song that I have that's on my album that I have played. Like, dang, B Milli really tapped into the twang on that one. It's like, yeah, I've got a country twang that's just natural that I can easily tap into and kind of like push it to be further that way. The same way that as I'm coming into the rap shit to begin with, that it's different than my normal vocabulary sitting here having a conversation with you as I'm writing rap music, saying certain words, as far as even the word the I want somebody that, you know, isn't familiar with this to sit down and try to write raps saying the instead of duh, like DA, like I'm going down to the basement. I'm going down to the basement. Like that just don't. That sounds crazy. So
wait, sorry, my bad. My dog getting my litter box.
It just don't roll off the tongue correct. But just to not get off topic too much, I'll say it real quick is that I just feel like where country rap's at now, it's kind of like what my style has always been, which is, I'm highly influenced by where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? I take a lot of pride in being from Tennessee. I take a lot of pride in being from a country part of Tennessee. Tennessee, from where I'm at to Nashville to Memphis, are all three totally it's different worlds. Memphis and where I'm at are the total opposite of the spectrum of society in America. It's almost like you're not in the same state at all. Even Nashville is way different than where I'm at. Where I'm at, I can sit here at my house or in my area. I don't have to worry about gunshots. I don't have to worry about I could go right now and put something valuable out right in front of my house in the front yard, and it's probably never gonna move. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not. Now you go over to Memphis, hey, you got to keep shit locked up. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay on your P's and Q's watching. You might get robbed anywhere you go, which, I found I got more familiar with that later in life as I had lived in Atlanta for a short period of time. And
whoa, hold up. Are you an industry plant? all these industry plants come from Atlanta, bro. Quit playing.
Hey, I would love to at some point in time live in Atlanta again. I enjoyed living in Atlanta, but I lived in Atlanta because I had went to rehab, came home from rehab, and I had to go to a halfway house, and the halfway house was in Atlanta.
I'll tell you what I'm seeing from my conspiracy theory mind. You did stuff with Jelly Roll, Lil White, Bravo Gator. There a bunch more I'm probably not thinking of right now. We got him, boys. He's an industry plant. We got him, boys.
You can go deeper than that. DMC from Run DMC. Hell, now that type of, that's kind of like whenever I started to really make a name and do shit that actually held weight within the music was I'm looking on the internet and I'm seeing people in my state that are doing shit with the music, and the Jelly then and the person that Jelly is now are two totally different people. And I questioned it myself, and it wasn't long ago that I was in a room with Jelly, and even the Jelly I was in a room with not long ago is not the Jelly you see now.
Do you say that in a way like he changed for the better, or do you say that in a way that he started sucking up to get a bunch of money?
I don't think he sucked up to get a bunch of money. I think that from a PR standpoint, they changed a lot of what his. I know this for a fact. This isn't my assumption. This isn't my guess. This isn't my opinion. They changed his backstory. They tried to make him more, I guess, more as somebody they can market to a country rap or a country music audience.
But why do you think that? Because you can just go on the internet and see his 13-minute freestyle of him talking about moving dope through the streets.
Yeah, but I'm talking about as far as if you go watch the Hulu documentary and they're speaking on his past and where he was at in life, and they're going to try to give you the biggest sob story that they can to make it interesting. And that whole him being with Bonnie and them going and seeing his daughter in this fucked up living condition, and he's broke and he can't afford to help her, and Bonnie helps, that's bullshit.
All right, we gotta talk about this because that's the story I know. That's the story they said. That's the story the internet knows.
That's the story. Now go on the internet to some of those stories and read the comment section and read the comments from people that have known Jelly his whole life and see what they're saying on there, because
Ryan been saying a lot, bro.
I met Jelly and got to kick it with him. The times that I'm hanging out with Jelly were just before that supposedly happened, where they go and, hey, she's in a fucked up living environment. He can't afford to get her out of it. Every single time that I saw Jelly, without fail, during that period of time, the man had at least a few $1,000s on him, at least. And you can go back probably and find this somewhere on the internet. He's knocking out. He could go into a studio and have 10 paid features at, let's say, $500 a piece, so $5,000, and in an hour live recording in the studio would knock out all those features. So you telling me the man's making $5,000 in an hour knocking out features, but he's getting paid $1,200 to $2,500 a show and doing shows on a consistent basis? You're telling me that he couldn't afford to get his daughter out of this living situation? I know better. And at the time, he was hustling behind the scenes, doing whatever he's doing. I don't know the full detail of that. I just know that I never saw a broke Jelly Roll. I never saw a Jelly Roll that was anywhere close to struggling with his financial situation.
Did he get them finances from moving dope, like he said in his freestyle?
I don't know that. I can't sit here and tell you yes or no to that.
I was just wondering. We ain't gotta go no further.
No, I'm not saying it because it could be incriminating. Like he said it, so I would 100% tell you if I knew. I don't know that. I just know that my time seeing Jelly Roll, and I could bring up video after video that confirm this, that I'm not just telling you like, hey, I knew Jelly Roll and fucked with him. I can bring up video after video of him saying like, man, I'm sitting there kicking it with my dog B Milli. Like, how long we been doing this for now? Couple years. Like, it's my dog, man. You already know what it is. Grind all night. Like, I know Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll never was in a situation of struggling to where he couldn't have got his daughter out of that situation on his own. Now let me even double down on that and say Jelly Roll's father is a business owner. Now, you mean to tell me that Jelly and his father being cool and Jelly's father being the one telling him, hey, don't come work for me, keep chasing your dream. You're telling me that if, which wasn't the case, but if he was in a financial situation that was so dire that he needed to get his daughter out of this fucked up living environment, you don't think that his dad would have helped?
What was his business?
Man, I'll have to look at it. I'll have to look it up.
You could like text it back to me or something too.
But he was never in any kind of living situation like that. Now let's go further into Jelly Roll and who Jelly Roll is. Jelly Roll is not a fucked up person as far as like just being a shitty guy that's just fucking out here trying to do people shitty. As far as his religious situation right now, there's been a ton of questions about how genuine it is. I'm never in my life gonna try to tell you how genuine your relationship is with God. I don't know that. I have no way of knowing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have no way of knowing what's in your heart. So I don't know how genuine, it is when Jelly gets on a stage and he's preaching the gospel whenever he's receiving an award. I can't sit here and tell you if that's genuine or if there's some kind of
the point of view I looked at
intent behind that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I was just really looking at that from like, Ryan posted that video. So it brings Nicole back into it. And as she said, she's fucking terrified of these people. She's had PTSD from it. So now, what were you going to say?
No, that part of it is where that's what I was getting at. Is I've never seen Jelly be a malicious person as far as being on that type of shit with somebody, but does Jelly have people around him that would 110% be ready to go do some shit like that and put somebody in a situation of harm if that's what they felt they needed to do to protect the golden goose? 100%. Does he have gangbangers around him with a history of criminal shit? 100%. I know some of them. I've got a couple of them phone number. 100% he has that. Was Jelly a part of something that you don't hear mentioned in the Hulu documentaries? Was Jelly or is Jelly still a gangster disciple? I know he was. I don't know how that works.
You can't be a GD and then not. He ain't not a GD anymore. If he was the GD, he's still GD. He's just.
That's what I'm telling you is that the beliefs as a GD, especially in today's day and age, are 360 growth and development, which means that their beliefs is even if you were doing some gang banging street shit at one point, that as you're getting older, you should develop into a better person. Now, whether this is what they go by and really do, it's different for different people, but
I bet you his deal is what's not allowing him to do that. But also at the same time, any gangster knows if you're a part of a gang and you don't put your set out and you don't put it on, then your set's gonna on. They're not gonna claim you no more. They're gonna fuck you up for once being a part and just jumping away. But if they're getting paid millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, some people might look the other way at the same time.
I would point you to Worm, R.I.P. Worm, and an interview that he did with Chad Arms, where Worm saying, "Hey, if you got to go over here and put on an act to get the bag, then I'm not knocking that. Go over here and put on an act to get the bag." And that's where I'll tell you that I do believe that, because whether Jelly, liked country music and ever had the aspirations to be a country singer prior or not, I don't know. It shocked me because, here's a guy that is one of my favorite gangster rappers, and I come home from prison and he's a country music star. I'm like, what the fuck? The last thing that I said to Jelly in person, 2023, was, when can we expect some more rap shit from you? Because I don't like this country music shit you're doing. And he said it's coming soon. I'm like, all right, I believe that when I see it. But let's take it a step further. There's also a story out there, and the story goes that as Jelly was coming into the situation where Save Me is going viral and all these labels are calling, was he a part of some homies that were all selling drugs, and did they owe the plug a lot of money, and did one of his close friends end up dying? Yes. By all accounts, from people that I know, the answer is yes. I don't know if that's the case, but there's many out there that believe that his one friend was for lack of a better term, sacrificed, and because he wasn't able to pay the drug debt, or whoever wasn't willing to pay the drug debt. That's definitely a story that's out there, and I don't know how true that is.
Yeah,
but
it bothers me that stuff like that, because stuff like that happens in America still to this day. And I know you are over here and you're like, I don't like snitching, but for me, I'm just a good old boy from Michigan, bro. If somebody did me wrong in my life, you don't think if I was just out in public and I just got jumped by 20 dudes, I'm not going to go to the police. There's like certain things where the police are good. There's bad things to go to the police for. There's snitching, dry snitching, and being a rat. But then there's like motherfuckers sacrificing people. Like if shit like that is really real and the FBI is not on top of that shit, that bothers my soul, bro. That our country
your soul should be bothered because our FBI is the most corrupt part of our government.
Oh, it's bothered. And that's another thing. I want to spin back what you went to prison, but another thing with that is like, you know, they say Upchurch is working with the FBI. And if he's working with the FBI, but at the same time, the whole fucking industry is running this smear campaign on him, independent and industry, what's that telling you what's going to go on with him? You know, they're just going to keep fucking him. And they're going to do everything they can to get him to sell his catalog, to go against his words that he's lived his whole career. And this
is what I'll tell you about that is that from my understanding, every part of government, whether it be CIA, FBI, or whether you even look at our politicians, there's groups from within that are good, and there's groups from within that are on fuck shit. If I look at Upchurch and somebody, let's just say, just hypothetical, somebody says, Upchurch is friends with somebody at the FBI, and they happen to be one of the good guys, and people that work with them within the agency are all trying to figure out this child trafficking shit and bring a stop to it and cut this shit off. And if Upchurch is somebody that has a homie like that, and they're able to sit down and figure out, you know, bullshit that ties in from the child trafficking over into these people who are corrupted or part of these labels and industry figures, and they're all on some corruption, whether it be child trafficking, drug dealing, or whether it just be money laundering, you know, any of that, or whether it be just them being in collusion of, we're going to decide what moves the needle with the music, and we're going to decide who gets the door closed on them, and we're going to decide, hey, if this guy over here in Cheatham County that has made waves independently is going to be very vocal going against us, are we going to try our best to make him fail? I would say the answer is 110%. Because this is the one thing, and Drake's even going through this right now, is if somebody like a Ryan Upchurch, somebody like a Drake is able to show the whole rest of the music industry that you don't need them, and that you can be successful, and not only be successful, but you can own your music, and it be something that creates generational wealth that you can have, that you can pass on to your family, and they never get their hands on it, and they're cut out from that, you're a threat to shut down everything that they have. Because once that becomes so well known that artists say, I don't need a record label, and every artist realizes that, then all of a sudden you've got these multi-billion-dollar companies that are invested not only as a record label, but they own part of Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all these places that the money's coming in from the music, and all of a sudden they're the ones getting cut out because the artist realizes that they don't need them. 100%, they're gonna do everything they can to keep that from becoming a reality, because once you do that, you can completely cut them out all the way, because you can go direct to consumer. And if I've got a fan base of 10,000 and I can go directly to them through my own website, and they can go on bmilli.com and buy, let's just say, for example, they go to bmilli.com and buy my album directly from me, and there doesn't have to be any kind of streaming service in between, any record label in between. All of a sudden, they can completely get wiped out and bankrupt, and they no longer exist, and they no longer have a revenue stream. And that's something that is 100% a reality and could 100% be the case. But whenever you look at what we're all up against with that, is they are the billionaire elite that really run this shit. And you know, in order for an artist like myself, or okay, let's look at Upchurch. If you take away all these social media platforms from Upchurch, it's like you're taking the battery out of his back. You know what I'm saying? Because how's he able to connect with people like you? How's he able to, without y'all having a personal one-on-one behind the scenes like relationship where you can contact him, how is he able to get his music to his fans? How's he able to do that if they're able to go in and pretty much pull the plug? Because don't ever get it twisted with the platform we're on right now, with Facebook, Instagram, whatever, TikTok. At any day of the week, the right person with the right influence can go get anybody's shit shut down and have all that taken. Look at me. My biggest platform, social media wise, was my Facebook and Instagram. I was reaching over 100,000 people monthly, getting paid through my Facebook. My Facebook and Instagram were both generating revenue, and also let's say like the live streams I do now. At the time, I was able to go post that live stream link, and thousands of people potentially be able to see that link and have the option of clicking on it and coming over and watching my lives. Whenever it's hurt me majorly with my streaming numbers, because I went from being able to post on TikTok 6,000 followers. My TikTok is currently still hacked. I can't get into my TikTok account.
I got an idea on who that was, and I'm not gonna say it because I don't know nothing. But I just feel like it was that little double X side over there.
My that was December 2024. Was the last time I was ever able to post on my TikTok. I've made probably 100 reports. I showed documentation. This is me. All of my music. You can go to the TikTok right now. All of my music that I still release connects to that TikTok account, and it shows that I'm that artist. I've sent them documentation from my distribution company, from my driver's license, everything showing I'm that guy that account is
my account, man. Like, come on.
Every time I get the same response.
Upchurch was going through that same thing, bro. You know exactly what it was. It was people that were working with him that were changing stuff, and there's terrible people that sabotage people's careers out here.
Well, let's look at that a little bit deeper, because the same people that were around me at that time that my TikTok gets hacked and somebody's running my TikTok, not only running my TikTok, I've got enough followers on there that you can sell stuff on the platform. They're on there selling shit, doing lives, not showing their face, selling shit, making money on my TikTok account.
Wow.
But at the same time that happens, not long after that, I start noticing this weird shit with my Facebook, to where I'll go to log into my Facebook and my password's not working. That I know my password. All of a sudden, my password's not getting me into my Facebook account, and so I'm having to go reset my password on my Facebook account just to get on my own fucking Facebook. And but I lose the TikTok 6,000 followers. I lose my main. I had a personal Facebook account, which was I converted it to an artist account, a business account. 7,000 followers on my personal page, 4,000 followers on my artist page, and then Instagram, 5,000 followers on my Instagram. I lost all that.
Man, close to 20,000.
I lost all that. I got a random. I go to log into Facebook one day, and I'm having issues, and it's sending me to a page, and I've just got like a couple paragraphs saying, due to policy violations, your Facebook is being looked into. We'll give you an answer as to, what our answer is within 72 hours. A day or two later, I go to log into my Facebook, and they're saying your account has been deleted. You have this much time to download your data from Facebook. Outside of that, you'll no longer ever be allowed to have a Facebook account.
It's crazy.
I go to get on my Instagram. Well, it's all through Meta. So even though the policy violation they say I had was done on Facebook, same thing. They said due to your Facebook account being shut down, and Meta owning Instagram, your Instagram is now going to be taken as well. And like, you talk about like taking the wind out of somebody's sails. Like, I already went through a year of an hour after I find out that an album that we just put out charted at 59 on iTunes, I fucking having a video posted with screenshots of messages, making it look like I'm messaging with a 14-year-old girl, screenshots of messages I've never saw in my life. So the same time that other people are seeing it, I'm seeing it. And that happens. But let's rewind back. January of that year, pictures that were taken in 2021 of me within the privacy of my bedroom with my baby mom are getting put online of me fucking wearing fucking women's shit. And
let's talk about that, because that's like the biggest thing that they talk about you. They're like, all right, I'm finna. They claim that they go booty pics. You be selling booty pics or something. you in a thong. You out here in a thong selling booty pics.
I didn't. I've never heard I haven't heard that one, that I had sold booty pics.
That's what they were saying. That
let me put it this way. If it was possible for me to sell somebody pictures that had already got put online and get paid for it, yeah, where's the money at? It's not possible.
But no. Why did that picture get posted? Was it your ex that, like, was she just mad at you and she was trying to expose like something? What happened there? What's up with that? Okay,
first happened like this was, and this is where something this wild as fuck to me still to this day. But okay, a couple days ago, Triple T, they're talking about the one guy fucking forget the guy's name, but they're saying he was wearing a dress.
Yeah.
And but pretty much Triple T's example was an artist like Shocka Hustle, man, doesn't want to do a song with you, and then find out that you got this going on, and then it affect him and look negatively on him. Okay, and then he turns around and says, because Shocka Hustle, man, did all this stuff with B Milli, they had an album that charted, and then he finds out that B Milli's doing all this stuff behind the scenes that he didn't know about. That's 100% factually incorrect, and I dare anybody to ask Shocka and for him to say anything otherwise.
Did you see his crash out live where he was like, he was all mad. He looked like he wanted to fight you, but I don't think he wanted to fight you or something. And he was just like straight yelling, screaming at them.
You're talking about whenever he's in like the little shack thing, and he's like pacing back and forth.
I watched it one time, but yeah, he was
And
pacing.
he's like, man, he needs his ass whooped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it, of course.
And so the picture. Let's talk about the picture.
Pictures.
So your ex baby mom.
Well, she's my ex, but she's still my baby mom. But yeah,
You guys are together.
No, we're not together, but she's always gonna be my baby mom.
Yeah. But you're okay. So she took a picture of you. You were fucking around, being funny, trying to make her laugh or something. You put something on her.
No, not that at all. It was a thing. I had came home from being locked up, whatever, and whenever I went to jail, she wasn't even doing drugs. I came home. She's heavily on meth, and me and her didn't kick it at first, but then we start hanging out again, and I'm starting to use whatever. Well, anybody out there that has ever used meth will tell you that it's a drug that will make you, a person can go from being right now, like not even thinking about sex, and do meth and turn into a freak.
So were you on meth too when you got out? Did you do some meth with her?
Yeah,
I had fucked up and fucking did some shit with her.
We're getting fucked up, and this doing just having normal sex for the most part, just whatever, and then just one night it somehow got brought up, and she's like, "Oh, well, you should just put these on, just kind of like a playing around type thing." But then she's like, "Oh, you look sexy," like became something she says that she likes or whatever. And it's something that I've never shied away from.
Drugs, bro. Just be honest with me.
No. I'll be super transparent with it. And
you were on drugs. You and
I said this on a live with Triple T, and I said it 100% transparent in front of his whole panel, and they were like mouth wide open, like couldn't believe I'm being honest. And I said, it became a thing that we did for a short period of time over 2 or 3 months, to where we would do that a lot, and I would dress up.
So you would, for her, you would put, because I've never seen these pictures, I've never seen any of this. So you would put on her thong or like lingerie, or what was it?
Not shit, everything, like from thong, bra, whatever, pretty much whatever you could think of.
Why were you doing this? You don't, like, beyond obviously you were on drugs and she asked you to do this.
That's how it got rolling. Yeah.
And this is right. What time of this is when you were still friends with Shocka?
No, this is way before I ever met Shocka.
So how many years before you met Shocka was this?
2000. This is 2021, 2020.
Okay.
And it was one of those things that
Are you doing it on OnlyFans or something?
No. It was just one of those things that we did whenever we were strung out on meth, and we did it on many occasions, and there was just a shit ton of pictures that got taken. And
who put the pictures out?
I'll get to that. And this is the thing about it, is that I've been 100% transparent about this, and I've never tried to push it off on her in this form of it. As we're getting into doing that, and I'm on meth, like, I got to where I enjoyed it, and I've told people this. I've said it on multiple interviews. I said it on Triple T's panel, and then it was a thing that once I sobered up, I was completely ashamed of, and was like, what the fuck did I do? That's not who I am. I don't believe in that. Like, it doesn't attract me, or it's not something that I want to do, and it's not something that I would ever do if I wasn't strung out in that mind frame.
So this brought Shocka Hustle to later on. You start working with them, you guys become friends, and he knew about it then, or no?
this is what I didn't find out until after the pictures had got posted online, was that before we ever shot our first music video together, he was told about this and knew all about it. And I'm like, for real? He said, yeah. And I said, why didn't you say anything? I was like, so you've known this whole time that these pictures existed of me dressed up like this, and you just didn't say shit to me. At all the conversations that we've had, pretty much, being best friends, like, you didn't never bring this shit up. You didn't ever just it fucking get to you and you just be like, man, I can't hold this in no more. Like, bro, what's up with this? I got told this, and just want to know. You didn't never nah. He said some real shit whenever I asked him that. He said, nah, bro. He's like, I got told about it, and I knew that, people do some out there freaky shit sometimes when they're on dope. And he's like, you were my homie. He's like, I knew that it wasn't ever any kind of shit that you were doing now. It wasn't who you are, but it might have been who you were strung out on dope. He's like, so, you were my homie, so I didn't think it was anything that was even anything to bring up. And I'm like, all right, fair enough. But
and you don't hate that Shocka Hustle detached himself from you, do you?
Well, this is the thing with that, is whenever the pictures came out, the way the pictures came out was I was hanging out with a chick. She came over to my house, and my phone was left out with her by herself. And pretty much, like, I ended up not really being into this chick. After she had left, she tried multiple times to kick after that, and I'm just blowing her off. And come to find out, she had got into my phone and got into this picture file and got all these pictures off my phone. And she got to hanging out with some people that knew who I was, and they just happened to damn not care for me or whatever. They didn't like me. It's people I've never heard of these people in my life, don't know who they are. I know who they are now, but at the time I don't have a clue who they are. And they're pretty much like, I got sent on accident, the video of this girl with her phone out showing these pictures to one guy that's there with her, but they're on a phone conversation with another guy. And the guy's pretty much like, yeah, I got him type shit. And come to find out, this is just a guy that does music that's from somewhere in Tennessee, and he just happens to not like me. And he found that as a way, like, okay, I can try to bring him down with that. So he held on to these pictures for months. And once these pictures come out, I go back and I figure out who had them and where they come from. And I'm seeing like cryptic posts that he's making, like, that are hinting that he has something about me. And
trying to blackmail you. That's what he was doing. He was trying to blackmail you with the photos to be like, all right, you know who I am a little bit now. I know who you are. Give me what I want.
Well, the day before these pictures got posted, me and Shocka both got text messages from the same phone number saying that either there was a payment made, or I went on social media and made a post saying that I was no longer fucking with Shocka Hustle Man and ETHG, and either that happened or the pictures were going to be posted. And we both had the same response, like, no, post them. And whenever this happens,
do you think that he was actually working with that person and he was just finding ways to detach himself from you, sneaking?
At that point in time, I don't believe so.
No. Now looking back on it, because you never know somebody's bad intentions at the time until bad intentions happen.
Yeah, at that point in time, no, because I was even you know, on a phone call that I randomly called him not long after it happened, and I just happened to call while him and another homie of ours are looking into to try to figure out who this guy is that had the pictures in the first place. And at that point in time, I don't. At that point in time, and now, like I don't think that right then he was on that
He was
type of
still riding for you. He was still your homie.
100% because you know, me in my mind, I'm thinking that whenever these pictures come out and they're put online, that's going to be the end of our friendship. That's going to be the end of me fucking with my whole friend group that we did music together. Like I'm thinking that was going to be the end of it. And
he'll send you back to the drugs.
And the pictures come out, and to my surprise, Shocka's response was, man, don't worry about it. Just stand on it. And I'm like, do what? He says, man, like, we're still riding with you. We still fuck with you. You my dog. Just stand on it. People are obviously gonna have shit to say. Just stand 10 toes down and tell them what it was. And he's like, you know, these are pictures from years ago, something in your past. It's not who you are now. So just stand on it, and it's something we'll get past. And I had got to the point with my relationship with Shocka as a friend, as a collaborator, as a manager of Shocka, that I looked at my first thoughts whenever it came to the music wasn't me as an artist, what's best for me. It was what's best for him. So my instant response to him was, bro, whether it be just a public thing or whether it be a real thing, you need to distance yourself from me, because this is gonna impact your career and people are gonna judge you based on this. And I don't want anything from my past to fuck up your music career. And his response to that was, fuck that. No, you're my dog. I'm riding with you. And I'm like, all right. So at that point, and this is the crazy part of it that I would have never guessed, and I don't think anybody thought that this is how it was going to play out. But the pictures ended up at the time just pictures of me dressed like this, whatever. Not only did they not fuck up my music career, they actually made it to where now all these people who didn't know who I was knew who I was. All these people that had never had a conversation that involved, like, man, that had my name get brought up, are all like, who the fuck is this guy? What the fuck? This is crazy. Well, the next music, 2-3 months passed, and the conversation was also had of, do I come out and make a public statement saying what it was? Do I explain myself and say, hey, these pictures were from years ago. It's not who I am. It's not something I do today. Or, how do I go about this? And it wasn't even us that had this advice. It was Hard Target told Shocka, man, the best thing that y'all could do is not address it. Y'all know what's up. Y'all know what's real. Just keep moving with the music. If you do speak on it in the music. So I bit my tongue for 2-3 months. Don't speak. I don't say shit about the situation.
That was terrible advice. He gave you really bad advice, bro. You shouldn't have listened to that. You should have cleared your name, bro, because it's about the disrespect and that people are putting on your name, and they're still carrying it to this day.
Well, this is the thing that I got to disagree with you, because there's two things that happen, and once I break it all the way down, you might understand it. Is that at the time It was just pictures of me by myself. It wasn't any kind of messages I'm supposedly sending somebody. It was just past pictures. So as I fast forward, I bit my tongue, didn't say nothing about it, but it said, if you are going to say something in the music about it. So the next music video that I drop is the Role Model remix. And I had already recorded the whole shit, but I went back in and added a verse on the end of it, and I speak on the whole shit. I explain it in detail. I say what it was, and I even had the line that Triple T loves stopped, played it on his panel with me on the panel, and he gave praise to the song. I had the line where I say,
so Triple T knew about this stuff. He knew about what was going on with you.
Everybody did,
and he let you come on his panel.
Yeah.
And he promoted you and said he liked your music.
Yes.
And then he now goes on to bash you every time he says your name.
And that's the crazy part about it. And you know, I've still, it's on my page right now, the short of him sitting there stopping on the line where I say, people judging me like they got a perfect pass. Well, I'm gonna judge y'all for steady looking at my ass. He stops the song. He stops the song. He says bars.
Will you pull that clip up for me?
Yeah, I'll send you the link to it. But he stops the song. He says bars. He said, man, there is a lot of people out here talking about those pictures. And he sits there and gives praise to the song and says, like, man, you had like a real, like, you know, just shock value shit throughout the song. And then at the end, you said what it was with these pictures and even had some good lines that you threw in there. And he ended reacting to it because the last line I say is I said something about try me face to face. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers think I'm a bitch will try me face to face and find out. And at the end of that, he says, y'all heard him. He said, y'all ain't gonna try him face to face. Y'all can say what y'all want about these pictures, but y'all ain't gonna try him.
Is this before he started riding so hard for Adam Calhoun? Because now he's
him riding for Adam Calhoun had been a thing prior to that.
Yeah.
But you know, me saying that the pictures actually backfired on people wanting just those pictures to negatively affect me, and they actually affected me in a positive way, is because the response when I dropped that music video was better than any response I'd ever had. And then fast forward to 2 days later, we drop an album. The album charts, and you know, all across the country rap lane and across social medias, from the fans to artists, you have posts that are being made just giving the album nothing but the utmost respect. And you know, we're both seeing live real-time stats of the streaming numbers of the album, and it's going crazy on all platforms. And you know, we really didn't have an expectation on the album of, hey, we want it to do this, or we want it to get this many views or sell this much. Never did a conversation happen of us talking about the album having the potential to chart on iTunes like that. And it did. And literally an hour later is whenever shit got bad with that, because somewhere along the lines, there was people behind the scenes that I wasn't aware of that weren't the ones posting these pictures. Because you know, the first person that posted the pictures was Lord Loves.
Somebody local that you knew. They got it from a girl.
No, the first person that posted them was Lord Loves.
What are you gonna send me that link on?
I'll email it to you. Okay. But the person that posted the pictures was Lord Lust. The guy that had the pictures, I guess, was just waiting to be able to put them in somebody else's hands because he would be the one to post them. So Lord Lust and his girl, we had beef with Lord Lust for a minute, and him and his girl split up. Well, I fuck his girl, and then the guy sees me and Lord Lust having this issue, and he's like, bing, perfect opportunity. Puts the pictures in Lord Lust's hands, and he posts them. Him and Dusty Dials post them, and made it their life's mission to make sure everybody possible sees these pictures. And I thought that it would be devastating to my music career at the time, and come to find out, it backfired and actually made it to where just way more people realized who I was and was tuned in. And at that point, the pictures were, you know, crazy to say this, they were a blessing. Now, you know, fast forward to an hour after we find out that the album charts, I get sent a TikTok video. Well, I had a chick hit me up. She said, Brian, you need to get a log. I'm like, what are you talking about? And she sends me a TikTok video of a local TikToker who has 150,000 followers posting a video of screenshots of messages that make it look like I'm messaging these pictures to a 14-year-old girl. That's whenever the situation was turned into a fucked up situation, because
that's when like they really started not fucking with you.
That's whenever everybody turned. That's when Triple T turned. That's when everybody was like, and this is my 100%. This is my opinion of what took place, was that in between when the pictures came out and the album dropped, behind the scenes, me and Shocka had butted heads, and I had pretty much just like called him out and told him, like, bro, like, the person that you sit and say shit about in your songs about being snakes that are fake friends, I was like, that's who you are. I was like, you talk shit about all our friends behind their backs. You think that you control all of our friends, like you act like you're their dad, like, and tell them who they should be with, who they shouldn't be with in relationships, but then you'll turn around and do the same shit that you tell them not to do, but it's okay for you to do, but it's not okay for them to do, on some fuckboy shit. And after that happened and we butted heads, that's whenever the way he acted towards me started to change. And I know this with 100% certainty because I was told by the guy who posted the TikTok video, who I'm not friends with, don't like him. I was told by him. I was told by the girl's legal guardian that was the one that these messages were going to. I was told by multiple homies of ours that were mutual friends that two of my homies that were on the same team were the ones that put all this shit together, were the ones that went to the girl's legal guardian, set the whole shit up, had went to the guy on TikTok, sent him the stuff, and it all got set up behind my back and was going on and was getting planned out leading up to the album dropping without me knowing. And I knew that I knew by the way I was getting treated, and I knew by just the way they were acting that something was up, you know what I'm saying? And I even had the conversation with Shaka on multiple occasions, like, bro, like, man, you acting weird, bro. Like, what's up? Like, are these pictures like, and this is prior to the messages like that. I was like, is it these pictures? I was like, because, you know, if you don't want to fuck with me because these pictures and all that, like, just let me know. And I'll go do me. And it was always, no. Well, this shit happens. And at first, I don't know what the fuck's going on, except for I know that I didn't send these messages to this girl. The girl that these messages got sent to, I had messages from a year prior where she had contacted me and said she was 17 and was a fan of my music, and that her and her sister live in the same town that I do, and they love my music. Her sister's son listens to my music, and she started like flirting with me, like she wanted to try to pursue some kind of relationship. And I tell her, like, you know, I appreciate it, I'm flattered, but you're too young. I don't feel comfortable even having a conversation. So at that point, I cut that off and even quit replying to any messages. And I've got the message threads of this, of her messaging me for a whole year straight, trying to contact me and me not replying. And then she had started messaging me again. At this point, last time I talked to her, she said she was 17. It's been a year later. I'm thinking she's 18, but I'm still not responding to her saying anything sexual or trying to hook up, none of that shit. I actually she had blocked her on this one account, and then I start getting messages from her on Snapchat. I block her on Snapchat, and then I get a call from her sister one day saying, "Hey, what's wrong with my sister? She's saying you dissed her on a song or something." I'm like, and diss her on a song. What it was she was upset I had blocked her and wouldn't speak to her. So that's what she said she was upset about, was she made something up. And I'm like, nah, there's nothing to do with no song. I was like, I just, blocked her because she's saying that she's not 18 or whatever. And so I'm not gonna sit here and speak to her. And on her Facebook account at the time, it says she's 21. And I don't know if the girl's 17, 18, how old she is. I just
been lying to you the whole time.
Yeah, I just know that she's too young for me to be having a conversation with like that. So I block her. I'm not talking to her. Well, all of a sudden I get messages from another Facebook account. So after I block her on Snapchat, she fucking starts messaging me from another Facebook account and messages saying that if I don't speak to her, it's going to end bad. Pretty much threatening that if I'm not willing to engage with her and have conversation, and
she's trying to blackmail you just like the other person.
Well, whether it be an actual like us trying to like have a sexual relationship, or whether it be just me at least speaking to her, she was letting it be known that if I wasn't willing to do that, that it would turn out bad for me. And my response in my head was like, well, I guess it's gonna have to turn out bad, because I'm not gonna sit here and message this girl and me not know how old she is. And even if she was 18, I'm 40 years old now. At the time was 38, 39, whatever it was. I didn't have any desire to be messaging with an 18-year-old girl.
Yeah.
So I quit messaging her. And that's the most fucked up part of the entire situation. And people like my family that have saw every single bit of this, people that have spoke directly to the girl's legal guardian, which is her sister, and even the girl's legal guardian, her sister, posted it on my Facebook in the comments saying, because this, well, real quick, I'll tell you how we figured everything out, because the messages get put out, and for a couple of days, like, I'm just getting bombarded with harassment, people attacking me, which understandingly,
yeah,
if I'm really messaging a 14-year-old girl pictures of me that have any kind of sexual context to it, 100% I would deserve that. I would have been one of the people doing it if it wasn't me, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm telling people this, like, I didn't send these messages. Well, I start, I'm remembering, once my head clears a little bit and I'm able to really process shit, I'm like, man, I was having trouble logging into my Facebook account, kept having to change my passwords. So my Facebook is linked to my Gmail. I go on my Gmail and I start going through the history, and you can see where different devices from different locations that I was at was logging into my Gmail account, which is how they were getting my Facebook password, because all they had to do was type in my Gmail account on Facebook, hit reset password, and then go on the Gmail account and change it to where they wanted to get on the account.
You know what's crazy? When I started coming at like Chop Easy and Triple T, my Facebook and email was getting hacked. And I haven't said nothing about this, but bro, there's somebody out there in this scene that they have doing this shit, bro. Somebody's out here attacking people just because you speak up and have an opinion against somebody else. It doesn't even have to be factual. It could be opinion-based opinion, just speaking up for something you believe in.
There 100% is, and that's whenever it started happening to me, because Triple T fucked up and said, Triple T fucked up and said in a live panel after all this shit had happened, he says, well, I was in a room with Justin Time, Adam Calhoun, and Shocka Hustle, man, and Justin and Adam were both telling Shocka that he needed to stop fucking with you. And he said, nah, he wouldn't be being a good friend, and he wasn't going to do that. And I'm starting to think, I'm like, hold on. Everything that Shocka, every time that I wasn't with Shocka and he went out of town to do shit with music, I knew about it. So when the fuck did this happen? I was like, 'cause I never knew about him going anywhere where he would have been in a room with these people.
But they wouldn't want you to know about some.
Oh, of course. But so I knew that there was a secret meeting that had taken place behind my back. And when you put the timeline together, it's after that secret meeting is whenever my shit started getting hacked into, and whenever all these messages are getting sent to this girl, and me and the girl's legal guardian were able to sit on the phone and send messages, screenshots back and forth, and I was able to corroborate my story by sending her everything that I had, and she literally went through the timeline of it, and she's like, yeah, every single time that messages were sent to her is whenever it's saying your account was logged into from a different device, from a different location, and wasn't you. Now,
isn't that crazy that anybody that messes with this certain group of people, whether it be you, me, just a random ass person, or Ryan, people are getting hacked out here, bro. And that's just like being swept. It's being swept under the rug. People aren't talking about it.
When it happened, whenever Adam hit Shocka up, because I told Shocka when the pictures come out, I said, bro, Adam's gonna have an issue with this, and it's gonna cause him to feel like he's gotta not fuck with you because of me. And Shocka said, nah, that won't happen. And I get a phone call one day, and sure enough, that happened. Adam called Shocka and said, if you're gonna keep fucking with B Milli, I'm gonna have to separate myself from you. And it's after that I start having this shit happen. And it's in my belief that whoever is doing the shit, they were told to start doing that to me after that conversation. Mm-hmm. I think that Shocka and Adam had the conversation of, all right, man, well, how do we handle this? Because, these pictures came out and it didn't really play out like I thought it was going to where it fucked B Milli's career up. It actually kind of had the opposite effect. So how do we do this? And it's of my belief that at that time, that's whenever they planned the whole, okay, well, what, people
behind the scenes, they find a way to defame people without being exposed and without being noticed. And they do it with fake IPs and bro, if you go on YouTube, there's so many different ways to hide what you're doing and hack into people's stuff. It's crazy. YouTube is good and bad. There's so much good and bad on the internet.
Mm-hmm. But after that, fucking, all this shit starts happening, and this is what told me everything I needed to know was whenever the messages I supposedly sent came out online, Shocka calls me, I say something to him about it at first, and he's like, well, you didn't send no messages like it. I was like, nah, bro, I'm telling you, like, it had to have been when my face, I told him, I was like, you remember when my Facebook kept having issues? It had to have been then, and I started looking, and I'm seeing where people was getting on my shit, so that had to have been what happened. Well, I'm telling them, like, bro, I've got proof that I didn't send this shit and that somebody else is on my account. He never wanted to see that proof.
Do you want to show? Wait, did you send me that clip of Triple T?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull that up real quick. It's looking a little blurry. Oh crap! Hold on.
But hey, real quick, just to add on to what we're saying, is I can show you recent news articles from my local area of people doing far less than what that showed me to supposedly be doing, that are in jail right now, locked up for sexual exploitation of a minor. So what people had to, if anybody is questioning whether what I'm saying is true or not, or whether I actually sent messages to a minor like that, ask yourself how in the fuck it's 14 months later and I've never been charged with a single thing. I haven't been charged with shit. And I know for a fact that the detectives in my county looked into the situation. And I know this because on TikTok, you can see who looks at your profile. And I
got a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you see Ryan's story the other day when he said Justin's being investigated? So, oh man, I'm gonna have to try to find it. But he went on his story the other day and he posted, he said, y'all being real quiet over there. We're starting to figure out why. Hosier reposted it too. Man,
I think I saw that whenever he's saying, yo, Adam, where you at? I ain't see y'all being real quiet. Why all of a sudden I ain't hearing from none of these people? Like,
it was a kind of like, seems like it relates to this. You like, you know what I'm saying? Back to what I said about Upchurch messing with the FBI. Yeah, he's been talking about he has some kind of connection going on. And then him saying, he was talking about something with the child, and maybe it goes back to your case.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe. All right. I want to play this clip real quick.
All right.
This is it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As soon as I got some free, people judge me like they got a perfect pass. I'm a judge off steady looking at my ass.
Ooh, bars. Now, that was a tough bar right there. He said, look, people judging me for my past. I'm going to judge you for looking at my ass. A lot of people running around talking about those pictures.
Wake up and shame.
Now, think about this. Now, because he knows that legally he could be in some shit if he tries to sit there and say, oh, he was on some pedophile shit and he's sending messages to an underage girl. He knows that's not a fact. So now he can't use that. He can't say, that's why I don't fuck with B Milli, because he knows that's not true. So now his excuse is, oh, he's a cross-dresser. He wore women's clothes. Okay, well, this is 3 months after the pictures of me had came out. He already knew about this.
He didn't care. He was.
I was on the panel with him. You can't see it in that short. I was on the panel with him as he's reacting to that song.
Did he take that live down?
I don't know. He put a lot of his shit behind a paywall not long ago, and I think part of that is I would have to go back and watch to know 100% for sure. But a lot of the stuff that he was saying about me, I don't know if he ever was saying I'm 100% guilty of doing that, but I think that he was insinuating guilt, and that alone in itself is a defamation lawsuit. Him insinuating that I'm guilty of doing that.
I think what he did, because I remember, because I think he played the video of Triple T or of Shocka Hustle crashing out and saying how there's a video of him crashing out saying like, "Oh, he was fucking with a kid. I ain't fucking with somebody who's fucking with a kid." I was like,
yeah.
And
tell me that's not manufactured. Whenever me and Shocka had a conversation the night before that and that day, and Shaka's exact words to me were, man, I'm not even gonna say nothing about all this. I hate that it happened the way it did, but you know, it is what it is. Wish you the best of luck. And then all of a sudden I see a Triple T post saying, yeah, Shocka Hustle, man, took down the album of him and B Milli that charted, and I know the reason behind it, but I got to get a green light before I say anything. And then Shocka said, I tell Shocka, I said, now you said that you didn't want to say nothing about this because the people that are knowing about this, these allegations are people that are mainly from my area, because they follow this guy on TikTok or they're seeing it get posted on Facebook. So it hadn't made its way into the country rap scene yet. Like people outside, like our local people knew about the shit, but country rap hadn't caught wind of the shit yet. So it was a question of, you know, is it going to be something that gets put on blast over here and then gets used against me over here or not? And the way that it's painted to me is by Shocka is, man, like, I still got love for you. I hate this shit happen, but I'm gonna have to do me. And I'm telling him, hey, I understand, bro. Do you? Wish you the best of luck. The only thing I ask is wait to take down our album until the dust settles and you see what's true with this. And he doesn't give that opportunity. And I think it's because he already knew what the truth was with it. And he had already made up his mind on what he was going to do. Well, the fact that an hour before he posted that video that you're talking about, he had told me, man, I got love for you. Wish you the best. I'm not even going to speak on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want people over here knowing about it like that, because I don't want them to associate me with it.
I bet you. And now it's making more sense why he was so fucking mad in the video. It was other people telling him, like you said, Adam said, if you don't come out publicly and disown this guy, we're done with you, bro. We're not putting you on the Redneck Rave. Good luck.
Now you're putting the pieces together, because it's at that point that I feel like he's getting told, like, man, you gotta say something, man. Like, you gotta go make a post and let everybody know that way. And then after you speak on it, we'll take the ball from there and run with it.
Yeah, and then
you gotta speak up. Yeah, that, and not only like the same way that you're putting the pieces together now that you're hearing this, months go by, mutual friends of ours start, as they're watching everything unfold. Some of them.
Is this where Dagburn comes in?
Dagburn caught it off the rip. Dagburn immediately said, bro, it looks funny to me. Shocka was going to Florida and fucking with different people. He, to me, it looks funny. Like, this was a setup. Like, Dagburn called it off the jump, like what he thought it looked like. And then, as months passed by, I started getting random texts from mutual friends that I hadn't talked to much since it had happened, saying, man, like, after really seeing this shit play out, it don't look like you were on any kind of fuck shit. It looked like Shocka was the one that was on fuck shit.
They're trying to frame you for some shit.
And I've got multiple, I don't want to put these people out there on blast and be that guy. So I mean, I won't do it, but I've got multiple voice messages from mutual friends going into detail saying this shit. And it's like, to me, it was just validation of what I already felt like I had figured out the situation was. And, it's fucked up, but at least I know now what the situation is. And the fact that this was the biggest telltale sign that I was 100% right is after me and the girl's legal guardian pieced together the fact that this is exactly what happened. I knew, but she was able to see it all and say, damn, she sent Shocka a message, which I still have, and told him in detail what had happened. And she said, I know now, without a doubt, that it looks like he was set up and he didn't send any of these messages, and it's fucked up, and I feel terrible. I'll do anything that I can to clear this up, but I thought that you should know this. And after him being the one to go online with the video that you're talking about and say what he did, and him being the one that could have really spoke up and said, hey, man, I was wrong. I should have really waited till all the details came out to speak on the shit. He's like, but he should have kind of said, but come to find out, he didn't do that, or at least that's what I'm being told by the girl's legal guardian. He could even said that. I don't know for sure, but that's what I'm being told by the girl's legal guardian. And he's never been charged or gotten any trouble for this, so it makes sense. And if I was wrong, then I fucked up. Y'all shouldn't hold this against him. He didn't have to double back and be like, well, that's not true now, so I fuck with B Milli. We're cool. He didn't have to do that. All he had to do was simply say, hey, I might have fucked up by jumping the gun. And at the very least, it appears that he might not have done that, and that he might have been set up in some way and wrongly accused. He could have just said that, kept it moving. Didn't even have the damn didn't even have the balls to be man enough to speak up and say that, because I had that conversation with him. Like I hit him up personally and told him, like, bro, like, now you've been told exactly what it is. So don't you think that you at least owe it to me to damn speak up, since you were so vocal about how I'm guilty and how I'm a sick motherfucker and did all this? Don't you think you owe it to me to at least or not even me, owe it to my sons that had to see this shit online? Don't you think you owe it to at least them to speak up and say, hey, I know now that what I said wasn't true?
Or like the people that were fans that were fucked with you, and then they're like, oh man, now I can't fuck with you no more after this. It's
bro,
like it's defamation, bro.
Bro, it ruined so many relationships that I had within the music shit. I had a music video that I had shot 2 days before the album came out with another artist that had paid me for a feature, had paid for a music video, had paid for behind the scenes footage of the music video, that all of a sudden has a song and a music video with the artist was a younger artist that looked up to me, and I was somebody that he looked up to as somebody that he wanted to be like within the music. And now this artist has a music video with somebody he looks up to, and he felt like he couldn't even put it out because he was going to be attacked about the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then not only that, but they're, Shocka made it a point to go to other people that we had fucked with within the underground hip hop community and tell them, hey, we did that cipher, and B Milli's on there, and I wanted you to know what he did. I figured, and had my verse taken off of music video ciphers that were online. We had just shot a local cipher like that. They took my part off of that. So all these different things. To even now, I won't say the names because I'm not gonna do them like that. But some of the biggest artists that are on the come up in country rap that I'm a fan of their music. I think they have a lot of talent. Have told me directly, like, bro, I don't have any issue with you. I fuck with you. I like you. I want to come on your platform and do an interview, but I know if I do, that all these people over here are gonna have an issue with it and possibly turn their back on me. Like, even to that extent that, and that's how fucked up country rap is now, is that these fuck boys like Triple T and Chop Easy, Just in Time, Got Your Man, they've made it to where these young artists on the come up have a fear. If I fuck up and fuck with the wrong person that they don't like, I'm not gonna be able to get on any kind of shows they're doing. And not only that, but they're gonna probably go online and make videos talking about me and try to blackball me from this community.
Yeah, and then fucking every fucking week say your name on some bullshit just to bring it back up because they have a personal opinion they don't like about you.
Look at me, bro. It's been 14 months since this shit happened. This past Tuesday, I got done doing my own live stream. I'm bored. I'm scrolling YouTube. I haven't watched the Triple T live stream in months, so I'm like, fuck, let's see what he's talking about on here. Click on that bitch. 5 minutes into it, my name randomly gets brought up, and yeah, like B Milli, and he's wearing all these clothes. Just any chance that he gets.
It's Chop Easy mainly, bro. He's obsessed with you, bro. You live rent free in that boy's head. He thinks about your booty. He be like thinking about it.
I don't get it because Chop has said it on 2 different occasions, but whenever my youngest son, this is another thing people had to take into account, is that in the midst of all this, I get custody of my youngest son and he moves in with me and is still with me now. What person that had done what they accused me of doing would be able to get custody of
because
a 10-year-old?
They're kids, yeah.
And Chop saw that on a live stream months ago and joined the live and said, man, I'm seeing you there with your boy and shit just ain't adding up. And I'm gonna look more into this shit, man. And if I was wrong by accusing you of doing that, then I'll apologize, man, because I'm a real one. Well, he not only did he not apologize, he just never said shit about it, because if he did look into it, then he would have saw the facts of the shit and saw that it wasn't true. But he can't, because if he does come out and say that, then everybody on that side's gonna have an issue with him. Then, no, man, you can't be doing that. You can't.
Bro, it all goes back to Justin.
Yeah, and who was the one?
They hate that I bring Justin up because Justin is their cult leader. Let me hit them with their words. Their little cult leader.
And who was the one that just happened to call me right after the album gets taken down and want to buy my half of it? Just in time.
Was it? He called you and he wanted to buy. How much did he offer you?
I ain't gonna put the numbers out there because he paid me for it, but we had an agreement with it, and the agreement
was, so you did sell it to him.
I did sell it to him, but this is the thing: is we had an agreement, and the agreement was if I sold that to him, that any live streams or YouTube content that he's a part of, or people that he messes with are doing, that, hey, I've already been through enough. Y'all have dragged my name through the mud. All I ask is that y'all just leave me the fuck alone. just stop saying my name and shit. Y'all have already made everyone aware of what y'all want to try and make people aware of to bash me. I just want it to come to an end. Y'all do you, and I'll be over here doing me, and you won't hear from me. I'm not gonna be over here bashing y'all either. And he even made it a part of the agreement that me and Shocka would both agree to take down any post that we had made saying anything negative about each other, and that there wouldn't be any future post. And you notice that video of Shocka that you talked about where he's getting all angry and shit, that video ain't on Shocka's page no more, and that's why. But
another thing that happened, I don't know if you know this, but they were mad that you commented on my post, and which is crazy. They were mad you commented on my post, whether it was facts or not, whether you were in there joking, just messing around with me or not. The fact that they talk about you all the time negatively, all the time, you just come out of nowhere talking shit about you, and then they gonna be mad, say, "Oh, B Milli's over here talking shit about us now," blah, blah. And then
yeah, I agree with what you posted. You know what I'm saying?
And then they're gonna double down and go on their live, and they're gonna put me in a dress and you in a dress next to each other. I don't know if you've seen that, but these stupid ass motherfuckers.
And that's the thing, is that I don't know if they're stupid or not, or if they realize that if somebody wanted to take legal action behind that there's very plain wording of their that's defamation.
Man.
That's clear defamation. You're making a false reality of me and see, like, I wasn't aware of that, but they did it with me and Mocon. Mud Daddy had videos of us damn holding hands.
I really hate that guy, because that guy took pictures of my girlfriend, made diss tracks, and put her on the track. That is the most disgusting, diabolical. That dude is so nasty, and that's why I get on here and I bash his dumbass for being a crackhead, because he's got his methed out ass teeth doing some weird ass shit. Dude is a weirdo, and that is not fucking cool.
Yeah, this whole time ever since he saw Triple T and them have an issue with me, he's probably been the worst. Has constantly been over there like nasty, doing shit like that and having me a part of his content, and it's like, bro, I don't even know who you are,
man.
And
I'll tell you who the dude is. A crackhead loser who he's I'm gonna stop. I'm done. That's it. That's just the way he moved was crazy. I dissed Chop. He got mad that I dissed Chop. Chop asked him to diss me. Instead of just dissing me, he came at people in my family that I love, and that's disgusting, bro.
That's whenever to me you see people's character, because all day I put myself online as a public figure so when you do that, you open yourself up to public scrutiny. But at no point in time does that mean that anybody in my family should be fair game for y'all to publicly scrutinize, bash, harass, put content out that's
at 3 o'clock in the morning, the night I went on there live, just in time sent my girlfriend a friend request on Facebook. And I screenshotted it at the time, the exact moment it happened. I'm like, bro, what are these people doing? This is not professional. You guys move worse than the children my age.
Yeah, bro. And that's what I say is, like, how terrible is it that motherfuckers that are supposed to be some kind of figures within country rap are these just lame ass bottom grade, shitty ass, terrible people that are just slime balls that have no kind of moral compass. Just the worst people that you would want to be representing country rap are motherfuckers out here like that. Like the last people that I would want representing anything that I'm doing if I had any kind of company, any kind of shit that I'm trying to prosper, would be any of them.
Yeah, it's crazy. But if you're their friend, it's the best connection in the world to have at the same time, you know? If they're cool with you and you don't got no dirt on your name, you're fucking to the T, perfect, good old boy.
Oh, no, you can have dirt on your name if you're cool with them. If you're cool with them, you can.
But I'm saying if you go against them, then they're going to attack you.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Even if you don't have nothing, they'll create a story, bro.
Well, I mean, look at it. The other day, I'm watching a live. It was that same live where I got brought up. There's a guy on there saying that he's been charged with sexually assaulting a woman, all kinds of shit. And it's like, hold on, these are the same people that have bashed me and drug my name through the mud over some pictures that I didn't even message to a girl, and have tried every way possible to spin it to make me look like that type of person. And they know that that's not true, but they've got somebody on their live panel right now that was charged with that, and he's cool.
Yeah, it's another thing about them. They like to push these people that either are like drug addicts or ex-drug. It's like, if you didn't do drugs, bro, you can't make it in the scene. Like, I've never done drugs. I'll never fucking make it, bro. If I don't fucking pop me something, I'm never gonna fucking make it.
Nah, that's not true.
I know, but like, it's serious, bro. There's like, even 501 Bryce, this kid looks like a good old boy from wherever he's from. I don't even know where he's from. Dude's on here all the time talking about selling drugs, moving weight. It's like the movement, they're anti. They were all churches on drugs, but then it's like their whole movement is drugs.
And that's the thing that I don't understand. That's why I know, like, the people that attack him about the drug shit is lame to me, because okay, how many of those same people that attack Church and say, oh, he's on drugs, are Eminem fans, would say that Eminem's one of the greatest rappers of all time. He was rapping about being on drugs for most of that time.
And take it out of the rap scene. Take it to a real American rock star. Every real American rock star story, whether you go watch Motley Crue's movie, whether any of these people with these documentaries, bro, rock stars do drugs, you know? Yeah, we ain't gonna like it, but we're not the fucking rock star. The rock star's a rock star. He's got millions of dollars doing what he wants.
Well, that's, I think, where I get confused of why. Let's just I'm not making accusations that he is on drugs, but let's just say he was on drugs. Okay, so what?
Yeah.
Most of the motherfuckers that are big in the industry are admitting in songs that they're on drugs. So why is that even part of the conversation?
Look at Kodak Black, bro. He's one of the biggest Florida rappers ever, and bro goes on live streams popping a Molly, tweaking.
Oh, he goes on there just straight twacked out of his mind, sitting in the street eating chicken, fucking don't know where the fuck.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not, the problem isn't that these people are doing drugs. The problem is the honesty in it. But with people like 501 Bryce, why is he starting his career pushing this drug narrative that he's some dope boy from wherever he's from, slanging dope with his parents or whatever the fuck? Like, man,
I don't know.
Why can't we have like good old music? You know, rap music doesn't have to be about drugs.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I honestly couldn't tell you. Maybe to him, like, that's the style of music that he was into or influenced by, and he wants to put that in his music. I don't know. I know whenever I was younger, I spoke about using drugs a lot in my music. I know now.
What up, Muddy?
You would rarely hear me reference drugs in my songs. I don't know, bro. I don't know why he feels the need to do that, because if anything, I try to encourage people not to do that.
And I feel like, bro, when we get some good ass country songs or country rap songs about some like 35s and some like good old back road music, you know what I'm saying? That shit really hits and resonates with the community. But I mean, he's blowing up and doing his thing, so I'm biased, but I just don't understand it. And it's not something I'm not gonna go tune into him because of the fact that I heard both of these songs I heard from him. He was already talking about cocaine. Like, cocaine is so lame. Being a drug addict and being on cocaine or crack or whatever you're doing, that's not cool.
It's not the move. It's not what you want to do. It's not going to get you anywhere. If anything, it's going to hurt you in life.
Yeah.
And destroy your life and your family's life potentially. Mm-hmm. And that's where I think people need to take a step back and think about it for a minute and maybe give Upchurch some credit, because even if he has been on drugs, he's not in his music promoting that and encouraging it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't hear that
barely ever. I mean, it's been in there, but it's barely fucking ever. You know, it's so rare. You don't know Upchurch from talking about drugs. Yeah, they're gonna say he does Adderall in the studio. Fucking Adderall? Are you kidding me? He's a drug addict because he does Adderall.
And that's one that kills me, being somebody that has had a long history of drug addiction, is if motherfuckers making Adderall a big deal. It's like a motherfucker saying like, okay, B Milli eats barbecue chips every day. Like that, bro. I could take 10 Adderall right now live on this stream, and at most you would just hear me talk more and faster. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And it affects nobody else in the world. You know what I'm saying? People take Adderall for medical reasons. You know, there's no. It's just gay. But I feel like we need to circle back to you because we've been talking about a lot of other shit.
Nah, you good, bro.
You've also been on here for a while, so whenever you're ready to hop down, bro. Because
the Adderall thing though, man. Just to finish on that, is to everybody out there that wants to say, "Oh, church is on Adderall," like, man, there's probably so is the soccer mom taking her damn kids to fucking soccer every fucking week.
Man,
who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like,
and also the motherfucker's not actively doing Adderall all day, every single day. If the dude does it, maybe he goes into a creative mode and it helps the dude, whether he's going to paint some pictures on his canvas, because, you know, the dude's an artist, he likes to paint, or whether he's just fucking stressed out and he's got a lot of shit on his brain. You know, there's reasons people do things, and it's not like a dude's out here smoking meth. Like, and the one thing I noticed, and I hadn't noticed it for a long time, was his tooth missing. So I was like, I wonder what happened to his tooth. And I commented on his post one day where he was responding to people's comments with video responses. And I said, bro, what happened to your tooth? And he was like, I've been dipping for fucking forever, bro. I got gum disease.
Yeah. That could be rough on your teeth. That's, I don't know. I ain't never been one to dip. I like the nicotine pouches, but I never did like dipping because of that, because the shit gets all up in your teeth.
Yeah, I don't like. I did it for a while. I stopped doing it after a while. I don't know. It wasn't. I felt like my gum layer dissolving, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's a big reason that I didn't like it too, because like you can feel it, like the shit's down, almost like a chemical being on your gums, just eating at it.
Yeah.
And then you see people that had dipped for years and years having these mouth cancers. Like, I couldn't imagine.
Mm-hmm. The one thing I want to know is what this is doing to me. They say popcorn lung on the old days. You remember like the box mods people would smoke, the big ass juice container on it. People would get popcorn lung then, but I wonder what it's doing to people now.
Well, this is what I tell you to look into, is the fact that they say a lot of those things are made in China, and that you don't know what the fuck's really in them.
Yeah.
And I would be willing to bet that there's definitely something in there that if you knew was in there, you probably wouldn't fuck with it, because it's definitely gonna fuck with you in a negative way. Even to this extent, is that okay? I don't know if you've ever heard about like fluoride being in the water. There's another thing that's in the water that whenever they
fertile.
Yeah, and in testing in labs, it was shown to turn frogs gay. Not only turn frogs gay, but make it to where frogs that had female genetics or male genetics were starting to have female genetics from that stuff that's in the water.
Yeah.
And I had told JC that, and he laughed at me whenever I mentioned it to him and thought it was some like this crazy shit that I'm saying.
No, I've heard it too.
And it's 100% real. And the fucked up thing is that now it's in our water that we're taking showers with, that sometimes we're drinking. And then you look at our society as a whole, and they've tried to demasculate the male as much as they can, bro, and it's fucked up. There's a war on testosterone. You can't get the food that you need to truly eat healthy. The food that you are eating, okay. What's the one fucking wheat? There's a Wonder, like, okay, let's just say Wonder Bread, for example. In Florida, they did tests on a bunch of different bread companies' bread, and one of the things that popped up was glyphosate. Glyphosate's Roundup, which is weed killer, and the way that pops up in your bread is these farms or whatever are having this stuff sprayed to where the
fields aren't getting overrun with weeds.
Yeah, and it also causes the crop to die out or whatever, to where they can get whatever off the grain from it, but then it's at toxic levels. And pretty much if you go into the United States grocery store, 80-90% of the bread that's on the shelf is going to have a toxic level of glyphosate in it, which that's what I do professionally, is I'm a licensed category 3 spray tech. I work with glyphosate all the time. I couldn't imagine people eating this shit, and we do without unknowingly to us. We're putting this in our bodies with a lot of the food that we're eating, a lot of the candy that we consume as adults and our kids eat like crazy has got toxic levels of arsenic in it, toxic levels of glyphosate in it. And right now, if you look it up, there's major dumps of this getting put into our water streams, to where, and then these data centers that are getting put in are, if you see the water that these people had to damn have as drinking water or water to take showers in their home, that live even within a mile around these data centers, this shit's fucking dark yellow.
My girlfriend actually, because I was just like, I like ChatGPT a lot, and my girlfriend was like, it's
I love ChatGPT,
and she was like, it's good and it's bad, and she showed me the Kentucky water system yesterday in that little court meeting that was going down, and we sat there and watched that, bro, and it just really made me realize, like, wow, dude, that like it's just cooling the water, it's just cooling the data center, but it's going back, and it's just it looks like the water like up here at like a normal like trailer park or something. It like just a yellow tint to it.
Not only is it contaminating the water, but it's sucking the water. It's sucking the water dry, to where, now put your tinfoil conspiracy hat on, but if if what conspiracy theorists believe is true, and that's that AI is being used as a way to eventually have us to where we're in a society that has digital ID. There's 15-minute cities that we're limited to, that we can get from one end of the city to the other by some form of like a railroad or an above ground rail system, and they want us contained within that. They want to depopulate the society down to 500 million. They want to have it to where pretty much we have like some kind of antichrist AI god that is controlling us. And chat like the AI right now, Elon Musk just said that by 2027 or 2028 it's going to reach AGI, which means that every AI will be smarter than every human on the earth combined. So, but 100% for sure smarter than any human on earth. Every doctor, there will be an AI robot that can perform any surgery, any procedure better than the best doctor alive. And let's just say you believe all that to be true. Well, the conspiracy theorists' beliefs with these data centers is that these data centers are being put in to pretty much fry the grid, suck us, fry the grid to where all of a sudden none of us have power. And then whenever we go out into nature to get water for our water supply, it's
polluted
been
already.
it's been sucked dry, and it's not even there in a lot of cases, or the water that is there is contaminated and it's going to poison us. And
the biggest thing for me, bro, I'm from Michigan, so I'm surrounded by Great Lakes, and they're going to use they're trying to. They haven't been able to yet.
I saw where Michigan's got a shit ton of data centers, doesn't it?
Yeah, and there's been helicopters every single day, nonstop, just flying over everywhere. But what I was saying is, right now they can't use the Great Lakes legally right now to cool these data centers, but they're trying to push that. But that's going to pollute the biggest freshwater source in the world. But while we're on AI, I actually want to divert back to you because this is about you, brother, and I want to know, why did you transfer from doing badass country rap music to doing AI? Because from my stance, I'm never gonna put an AI song on in my truck and listen to it. Like, I'll hop up on here in the panel, and I'll listen to what's going on. But for me, it's like I don't think in my generation we're not ready for that transition to that. We kind of like bash it a little bit, honestly, because it's like we want that authentic, real shit. And I know that you write everything still, and it's still all you, but why did you transfer over from doing what you were doing, your movement that you had, to the movement you are now doing?
Well, I'm still, making music myself.
Are you?
Regular? And whenever I first came across it, I was probably worse than how anybody that's the biggest negative critic of it was I was like, this is bullshit. There's no artistry in this. Somebody with no talent's able to go give a prompt, get some vocals, go into an app, put another prompt in for the beat, and then have a song that, dope. Yeah. But it doesn't take any talent to do that. And then they're able to create a fictitious character and start dropping it on whatever platform, and they could potentially have more better success than an artist that goes into a studio, has to write their whole song, has to perform the song vocally, has to damn mix, master, has to then distribute, market, all that. Like, to me, at first, I was 100% against it, but the more that I started, seeing it, I was having conversations with the homie Tennessee Reaper, and I was seeing the success that he was having with it, and he was telling me, he's like, bro, like, you write music, like, if anybody can be successful with this, it's someone that really writes music, because you're going to separate yourself from the people that are just using AI generated lyrics. He's like, man, you should try it. And I was seeing all the money that he's had coming in from it. He's like, bro, you should try it because you have an advantage. And so I just at first did it to mess around, to see what came of it. And I started having like these dope ass songs that were coming together. I'm like, damn, these songs are hard as fuck. And then just the more and more time has passed, and I've got to see the landscape of music, and the more that I've messed with it, the more that I saw that it's not going anywhere. If anything, it's going to be more prevalent over time. So as an artist that was getting to where I'm at a point that I'm not as motivated to get in the studio and record music as I have been in the past. And at some point, I'm going to break off from recording music altogether and really concentrate on the content creation, the live stream, the trying to promote other artists full time. Just being, looking at all that, it's something that I feel like if I'm not doing that, then I'm going to be way behind whenever here within the next year or two. Well, the more that I started looking at it is, okay, there's more to it than just somebody having AI do everything and then bam, they're successful with it. That's not the truth, because if that's the case, then why is everyone that does AI music not being as successful as a Tennessee Reaper? And what I found is that it still takes a lot of skill and marketing and creativity to be successful with it, because not only are you selling people music, but whereas myself, I don't have to come up with who I am because it's just who I am. I had to create a character, and I had to make people somehow be able to connect with that character and be entertained by that character and give that character some kind of life to where people would even choose to click on that opposed to clicking on somebody else's shit and fucking with it. And as there's a ton of AI flooding the market, I found out that there's levels to it. There's that 100% just let all the AI do all this shit and me drop it level. And then there's the hands-on. And what I found in me fucking with it was the more hands-on someone is with it and the more creativity that they have, the more they're able to create something that truly connects with people. And whenever I'm writing these songs, like right now, I'm at the final stages of my actual personal album. But as I was doing my album, I'm taking every hook that I'm making and I'm putting it into AI, and I'm switching up the wording a little bit. And
I'm just releasing two versions.
Well, kind of, sort of, yeah. But what I'm finding is that whenever I'm taking, if I do take the very same words that I recorded in a full song, then I put them over here on the AI and then make it with the AI is that it's making a song on a level that I'll never reach. And that's not just me saying that it's making a song on a level that I'll never reach. It's making a song on a level that I feel like it could compete at the very least or be better than any artist could reach. And that's just my honest opinion, is at the end of the day, if the goal is let's make the best music that we can make, and if that's what if you sit down and you say, hey man, I want you to make the best music that you can make, it doesn't matter what tools you use, it doesn't matter if it's your voice, someone else's voice, a computer voice, whatever, I wouldn't go in here and start recording myself.
Yeah.
I would go that route. And the more that and even this part of it too is I've dropped 2 albums with the Milli X character. The first one I dropped, I was putting them out on my actual streaming stuff, and I didn't like it being mixed in with my music to where people are going to click and not know if they're clicking on AI or my shit. So I made my own distribution for the Milli X character, and I got to see that dropping this music, it's not all just going to have success, but the better that I got at it over time, the more that it is having success. And I dropped the Country Fried AI Edition album, and that on 420, and that motherfucker charted on iTunes.
I've seen that. Is that Country Fried album that you released in AI, is it the same one that you released a long time ago? Your first album, I think that you said it was? Is it the
same? What it is I released, I had a Country Fried mixtape series, and that's how I really started releasing music, was with that. So since the streaming era was a thing whenever I came home from prison in 2019, I haven't released an album under, as under my name. The first album that I would have been a part of was the one that we released that got taken down. And as I was deciding, hey, I want to drop an album, I was like, man, like, why not take it back to where it started? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it would be something dope to do. And right now, more than ever, there's an audience that are tuned into what I'm doing that is an audience that listens to a lot of country rap music. So what better time than now to connect with that side of who I am with the music and bring that all together. And it's got more country rap style songs on it than I've ever been a part of. Prior to making this album, I had done 1, maybe 2 songs that could have been labeled country rap, and to me it was still, I still didn't know how to do it, and was trying to figure out how to do it and still be myself. But with this one, I was able to do it, be myself, and be 100% authentic. And to me, it's definitely some of the best music that I've made. And I'm excited about it because I didn't normally, whenever I post my music, it gets a lot more attention than whenever or there's a better reaction on whenever I post the AI stuff. And if the AI is charting at 119 on iTunes, like, I feel like as long as I do my part as an artist, as far as marketing and pushing the music correctly to where it gets in front of people and gets heard, I feel like it'll do better than the AI one did.
Yeah.
And something that I think that I was ahead of the curve on is a human artist collabing with AI artists. I don't know if you've seen it,
But me and I can't claim the dude no more. Okay, we was talking for a minute, but a lot of people in the chat don't like him. But me and Mocon did a song together. He did his little AI version, and I hopped up on there.
I don't think I did see it, but not that. And
I took it down. He started talking shit on everybody, and I hate that dude flip flops so dang
bro.
much.
I have such a weird relationship with how I feel about Mocon that I don't even know how to describe it. But it's like
he seems cool, but at the same time, bro's is always like he's like over here, over here, over there, over there, up there, down there,
like bipolar or something. That he'll go from like being saying some shit that's sane and makes sense to if you say one thing that just kind of rubs him the wrong way, all of a sudden like he flips out and he thinks that you're just completely against him. And I've probably got, and I'm not trying to bash him when I say this, it's just the truth. I've probably got like 100 unopened messages from Ocon. He is persistent. He never gives up.
Very persistent.
I haven't opened any of the messages or responded in I don't know how long, but he's still steady.
They coming in right now.
Even as recent as last night, he sent me a link to the website that he made, and he said that I was the first one that he sent an actual link to be able to go check the website out.
I seen his. Did you check it out?
I didn't, but I'm going to. I'm going to look at it.
I seen the website, but I also seen that it was an AI website, and I also seen that the picture that he posted of what he was doing was just a screenshot from ChatGPT, and that wasn't actually what his website was going to look like. That was kind of just like an idea. But I stopped watching the dude's content because I'm an Upchurch fan, and I was trying to figure out why he has this beef with Upchurch. I guess he told me he's the first one to ever beef with Upchurch. But he said it's his story. I don't know.
I mean, the way I looked at I could be wrong, but the way that I was looking at the website was almost like he was trying to lay it out as far as Upchurch and all the people that intertwine and connect and have had issues somehow or online bashing Upchurch and who these people are, and
he's
putting
the
a timeline together.
He's the FBI agent I was talking about.
This is what I get super confused about, is how him and Triple T are somehow, how he's able to somehow be on any kind of decent terms with Triple T whenever I've seen the video clip of Triple T saying he's gonna have child porn put on his fucking computer, and that he just bashing him, saying just trying to
said that to him, or
no, he said that to Mocon. And like, and dude just straight bashing the fuck out of Mocon, just talking the most like just disgusting, fucked up shit you could say to a person, to Mocon. And I'm like, how did they get to where?
It's because he's Triple T's friends with Mud Daddy, and Mud Daddy and Mocon have beef, and they've been beefed out.
So that makes it even more confusing to me. So how are they cool? Like, if you're best homies with, or if you're homies with my biggest enemy, I'm not saying that y'all can't be homies and that we still can't be homies, but it's definitely gonna throw some shit in the mix to make it difficult for us to be homies.
And like a public perspective of looking at it, like what is going on? Y'all are kind of odd. Now you get.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild to me. And the thing about it is that there's always a motive when it comes to Triple T. And if Mocon hasn't saw anything over the years of knowing Triple T and been intelligent enough to put two and two together, he should have pieced that together. Like, there's never an honest, I fuck with you with Triple T. There's always a motive, and you're always subject to any given moment. If it would benefit him to go against you, you're going to put a knife straight in your back.
Man, I can't. I'll tell you what. I'm really excited to do this Dagburn interview, bro, because there's so many questions I want to ask him that have never been asked. Like I've watched a lot of the things that he's been asked, and some of the things just never been asked. And I don't know if he hasn't talked about it because he's in cahoots with church, and they kind of want to keep it like they want to keep it strung out what it is, or if he hasn't been asked it just because people just haven't thought to ask him.
Example of a question. I'm just curious.
I don't want to give him away. I got this book full of good stuff.
I mean, just one of them. I'm just curious I'm just wondering if I know the answer to the question. You gotta think that I talk for a while. I talked to Dagburn every day, and so I know Dagburn pretty well. So that's why, I'm sitting there wondering, damn, what's he talking about?
You'll have to tune in, bro. I don't want to give it away because I don't have the greatest of them, but I have some good ones.
But ask him, throwing the question out there, don't fuck up your interview because he still got to answer the question. And I'm not going to answer it, or if I do know any context to it, I'm just curious, what you could be asking him that he hasn't been asked before or spoke on.
Oh man. Okay, let me look at this. Let me read some of these through first real quick.
See, I'll say that me getting to know Dagburn, whenever I first got to know Dagburn, he was going at church every day. So whenever he started, supporting church, it did mind boggle me for a minute. I hit him up bro, what's going on? And if I could answer that question for him, my answer would be he was always a supporter of Ryan's music. Yeah. They just had interactions that caused the situation to get to where they weren't cool. And then I felt like he felt like church took things a little far and kind of made it to where Dagburn was public enemy number one on the YouTube streets for especially with the Upchurch supporters, and that he got put in that position. He went from being a huge fan to being put in the position of being enemy number one by Upchurch supporters. And then I think Dagburn kind of felt the need to fight back, and it was just one of them things that
I was all for, bro. I was entertained by it. I'm one of them church fans that's not one of them weirdos that's gonna go on and attack people all the time. I've never been the type of person. I only came at people that came at my family, bro. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be a really good interview, and I like how I did it with you. I want to get to know Dagburn. I don't want to know. I don't want to know Johnny Gobble. I want to get to know him, who he is, where he came from, why he became who he was, what led him to the decisions that he had made in life. And
I think I would definitely be watching it because me and Muddy have talked a lot about, we haven't talked a lot about Dagburn, but we have had conversations where Dagburn got brought up, and us giving our opinions on Dagburn as far as what we've saw, because I don't get all the hate that he gets, because at the end of the day, especially if you're someone that believes in people being able to change and better themselves, it by all means seems like he would be the prime example of someone that went from having a rough upbringing, going through a lot of shit in his childhood, and then becoming an adult, dealing with a lot of demons and addictions, and then someone that was able to, whether people like him or not, be entertaining enough that he's able to draw a hell of a crowd to watch what he does,
and pull the country superstar in to tune into him too. As a fan, he was just a fan like me, you know what I'm saying? But super fan at that. and he got somebody's attention to where they just had like this, like a ping pong effect they were doing. They were like, ping, ring, ring, ring. And it, like I said, I enjoyed it. It was so funny, but I was judgmental of Dagburn, and I just thought, he was strung out on drugs or something. And there was times there where I don't know if he was or if he wasn't. That's why
there was times where he was. Yeah, those times he 100% was, and he'll say that. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I was getting at is like, I saw that because whenever I met Dagburn, the hard drug use was a thing of the past, and any drug use was just like smoking weed.
You can tell now he's bulking up. Dude looked like me, like real small, dude. And now he's like,
the guy that I saw in the videos before I had met him was a skinny guy. You could tell he was strung out. You see him now, like you say, he's putting on weight. He moved into a new house. He
got new vehicles.
Got some vehicles. He got a motorcycle, got his daughter's vehicles. By all means, he seems like a person that has turned over a new leaf at some point, and then has since then bettered himself and bettered his family's living situation. So how can anyone, even if you don't like Dagburn, how can anyone hate on a man that's making a change, that made a change and is trying to better themselves, and he is bettering themselves? I don't get that, how somebody can hate on that.
Yeah, no, not at all. That's crazy.
Like that should be what any advocate for change, they should be for that.
Like look at this. He's an American story. He created his own storyline.
Unless you don't believe in change, and if you don't believe in change, then I would have to think that you're just a dumbass, because there's so many stories that, I mean, you can see change, people change.
Just like back to what you said, even Eminem, bro, one of the biggest fucking white artists in the world, bro, was going through the hardest fucking drug phase ever when he was blowing up. Dude was blowing up, going crazy, multi-platinum around the world, talking about his fucking mom and fucking the drugs he was doing,
and then got to a point to where he said, "I'm gonna start looking at my drug use or my sobriety as a superpower," and has been sober, I think, for 18 years now. I saw him post a chip on Instagram a couple weeks ago. I think it was like 18-year sobriety chip.
Yeah, but shout out to Johnny Gobble, bro. I really can't wait to get that interview, bro, because it's Johnny Gobble versus OG Dagburn, because there's an internet personality there, but also it's kind of not an internet personality, and it was real life things going on. But then back to Triple T again. These motherfuckers attacked his children. I don't know if you've seen that. Did you see that?
No, I've saw all the fuckery from that.
Like, bro. But my point of what I wanted to do with the Johnny Gobble interview is, like, obviously shed light on what had happened, but get to know who Johnny was before all of this shit. Who was he before, when he was just a church fan with no following, And the videos that I've seen, it's not the best thing, but there was a Johnny before that too. There was a young Johnny. Johnny had to go to school or drop out or whatever he did.
Within group homes growing up.
Don't tell me nothing I don't know, because
that's something that I wasn't aware of until more recent. But I'll just say this, not giving details away. After finding out how hard a lot of his upbringing was, it just gave me a newfound respect for him.
Man, shout out Johnny Gobble, bro. OG Dagburn. Oh!
Hey, the motherfucking sound effects that he's able to make with his voice not only sound dope, but it's just entertaining as fuck to me.
I got something for us. This is for Dagburn. Let me find it. Oh, hold on. All right. I love this. I worked hard on this, bro. Is it playing it?
Nah, you forgot the screen up.
Oh, okay. No, I'm on the wrong tab. Okay. I was wondering. I was like, bro, what the fuck is going on? All right. Right here. There we go.
This mash. All the girls stomp your feet like this. Few times I've been around that track, so it's not just gonna happen like that. Cause ain't this mash. All the girls.
It's perfect, bro. He's a holler boy. Come on now. Perfect. And he's suing him for that after he came to his town harassing him online on a stream after harassing him for many, many, many times before that, harassing the dude. Then he's going to sue him.
What disgusted me the most about it was to see him sit there and then try to lie and say, and then he came at me physically to harm me. And like, what? That's not at all what happened.
Hell, he came to confront you because you drove to his hometown talking about him on a live stream, trying to defame him and make him look like something that he wasn't. So he came to you man to man because you're some badass fucking army guy, right? So
and not only that, but he very high moral ground the fact that he didn't just beat the dog shit out of him because I never could have had the restraint to do what he did, and respect to him, I couldn't have. You know what I'm saying? Like, given the situation, given their past history, no way in hell could I have restrained myself to have just deal what he did. And not only that, but then your homie over here is trying to act like he gonna help you. I'm gonna send him on a trip to the real quick. Sit your ass down, boy. And then dude try to say, "Oh, I didn't get hit. I just tripped. I tripped."
Oh my goodness.
Shit.
Yeah, that was good, bro. And I just shout out to him, bro.
Hey,
somebody needed to do it, and he did it.
One of the moments of the year last year, without a doubt.
That's gonna live forever. That will never die.
Never die. And right as Triple T's on the way to Redneck Rave. So imagine being him and you just have that happen, and then you've got to go hang out and be in front of all these artists that you want to look at you like you're some cool guy. You want all these artists to fuck with you. And I was told by people who were at the Redneck Rave that although all of it wasn't to his face, that the talk of the Redneck Rave was people clowning the fuck out of Triple T and smack.
You can't live that down, bro. You just got done up by the dude you was talking on. You came to his town to talk shit about him, and
then somehow you want to try to make people believe you're not a coward after you got the shit slapped out of you and didn't do nothing. Like, you can't convince me otherwise. Like,
yep. And then you're gonna go online bashing people for being snitches after you're gonna go sue somebody for assaulting you when you're a fucking grown ass man. Are you kidding me? Who's doing snitching,
bro? Like going out of his way to do so as well, because I know how the legal system works, and I know that they didn't this far down the line call him up and want him to try to be a witness or give information. That's not how shit works.
You have to make a report for something like that.
He 100% reached out to them, and what tells on him is right before that he was doing live streams saying, should I press charges or not? Like,
hey, do you know what's funny? Stacy just said that Gotcha Man was in the back seat when that happened too.
I don't think no.
That's not true?
No.
But that's not what she was talking about?
I think that was a misconception, but I think they met up after that. Like, Gotcha Man wasn't in the back seat when that happened.
Okay. But man, the good times. But bro, we've been on here for a long time, and I feel like we covered a lot. And I appreciate your time so much, and I know my girlfriend is gonna kill me if I'm on this bitch for too much longer, brother.
Hey, have a good one, man. I've enjoyed it, bro. It's damn. And best wishes to you, bro. Like, keep doing your thing. Keep pursuing what makes you happy and what you enjoy, bro. And you'll never be going the wrong path. You know
I appreciate it, brother. And I appreciate your time, bro. I really do.
No problem, brother.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too, brother.